This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Amid the will they or won't they debate regarding the Eagles' potential trade of A.J. Brown, the coach of a top suitor for the veteran receiver commented on the matter at the NFL annual meeting today. New England's Mike Vrabel did not rule out a possible deal for Brown, said the Patriots will try to do everything they can to strengthen their roster. He and Brown do have a connection from their Titans days, notes ESPN NFL front office insider Mike Tannenbaum.
A.J. Brown had a ton of success with Mike Vrabel in Tennessee. New England needs a frontline receiver. They're in a win-now mode with a rookie, quarterback on a rookie contract. So to me, that could make sense as well. So I think this story has a long way to go before we really know how it ends.
Eagles likely wait until after June 1st for any trade when the dead cap hit is reduced by more than half. NFL owners approved an extensive contingency plan to centralize officiating in the event of a work stoppage as negotiations continue on a labor deal with the NFL Referees Association. Former NBA star Amari Stoudemire, Bucks coach Doc Rivers, and former WNBA MVP and champs Candace Parker and Elena Delle Donne headlined the Basketball Hall of Fame's class of 2026.
Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy tastes like straight-up birthday cake. Vanilla, buttery, funfetti flavor in one tiny bottle. It's all cake, no sugar, and perfect when I need a quick, tasty caffeine boost. Get yours today at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt.
I appreciate it, bud. Have a good one.
Hey! No, we need the new one. We need the new one.
All right.
Yeah,
I get the new one.
We need the new one.
All right.
Taylor Sharp. Muso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Jay Dixon in 15 minutes. LSU cornerback Jakeem Jackson in studio next hour. Tiger is going to play a little baseball tonight at the box. Kellen Moore out at NFL owners meetings. Got a ton to do. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Week 2, spring out on the Ponderosa. Tigers are on the practice field Tuesday, as is customary. Whenever they give us a media availability, we'll go, and I'll tell you what I saw. So what's interesting, I think, is from the first 3 practices, and we've talked about this a good bit, but there's so much roster turnover, right? 40-plus guys via the portal. You got 20 players, 19 players via the high school class. You've turned over 60 spots on your roster. So a lot of guys out there are running around in LSU uniforms. I just don't know who they are. Like when I look at the roster, I can go, oh, okay, well, that's Jace Brown. Or, oh, that's Jordan Ross. Or whatever, right? But because there's just so much new, it's taken a little acclimating to all of that. Well, what I decided to do today, and if you're not familiar, we get 5 periods, or 5 5-minute periods. So we get to watch for 25 minutes. And the first period when they come out, to Call on Me by Eric Prides, by the way. Might want to play. Let's cue that up. That's like the first song they play every day when they come out, which is just weird. Lane's got the aux cord, and it's weird. They played Belinda Carlisle, Heaven is a Place on Earth, today. I mean, that's just not the thing that I think the demographic of the 20-year-old college football player is really vibing to when they're out there on the practice field. But I digress. So the first thing they do when they come out is they do an 11-on-11 period. 1s-on-1s on one field, 2s-on-2s on another field. And it's fast. Today they were situationally working third down plays. So they'll start at one end of the field at the 20, and they're just moving the ball. So regardless of what happens on the play, when it's dead at that spot, today they were playing another third 3rd and 5, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15. You get it. It was situational. And so normally what I've been doing for these practices is feverishly trying to write down jersey numbers of who's on the field. Well, now I feel like we've got a pretty good, consistent look at who's with the ones and who's with the twos. So today I said, let me chart the plays. And so they ran six offensive plays. I'm going to tell you how that charted. The personnel differences, most all was the same. Landon Clark was still the first-team quarterback. The receivers were the same. It was Jace Brown, Jackson Harris, and Winnie Watkins. Offensive line was the same, left to right. It was Seaton, 70, the 70, the transfer from Ole Miss, Harper. So Seaton, Harper, Moore, Baugh, and Davis, left to right on the offensive line. Today, Trey'Dez Green was in a black jersey. I don't know what that signifies. I would assume no contact, but the quarterbacks are wearing gold. So if you don't know, offense wears white, defense wears purple, quarterbacks wear gold, no contact. Trey'Dez was out there today in a black jersey, and whenever they went in the 11-on-11, it was the transfer Malachi Thomas who was out there with the first team. He actually caught a pass, which I'll get to here in a second. So not really notable difference other than that on offense. On defense, the one change we've kind of seen is they've rotated the defensive tackles, the interior tackles. So the last 3 practices, Deuce Geralds has been with the first team, but who's been next to him is rotated. Last Thursday, it was Richard Anderson. On Saturday, it was Malik Blockton, the Auburn transfer. Today, it was Dom McKinley. But Geralds, the freshman early enrollee, has continued to be there with the ones. I'm not reading much into this. It's still the 4th day of spring. But I think it's notable that a true threat, that while that position has continued to rotate next to him, he has still been the first guy out there. Also notable that Stephylon Green, the Clemson defensive tackle, was at practice for the first time. There's no reason given for his absence. He was not there any of the first 3 practices. He was there today wearing number 90. Looks really good in the uniform. Let's see. Okay, so, and then defensively, they were primarily running dime. So dime is 6 defensive backs. You get a nickel, 5 defensive backs, dime, 6 defensive backs. And what they did when they went dime is Devon Keys came off the field, so Daughtery was the only linebacker. They moved P.J. Woodland into the slot, and Jakeem Jackson went on the field and played the boundary opposite D.J. Pickett. So your corners wide were Jakeem Jackson, D.J. Pickett. Woodland covered the slot. You had Deshaun Spears at the star, and your safeties were Cooley and Ty Benefield. Everything else was the same. Jordan Ross and Prince William Mielin were your edges. So here were the 6 plays that we got to see. First play was a design quarterback run. Shotgun snap, and Landon Clark just rolled left and just ran around left end, ran for about 5 yards. The second play, they were running a 3rd and 5, simulating a 3rd and 5, and it was a design pass play. And Clark tucked it and found a seam and ran. And I'm telling you, if this was a game, he would have ran 70 yards for a touchdown. He found a crease on the left side, hit it, put his foot in the ground, exploded. It was a really impressive run. Now, they didn't let him run 70 yards because they're trying to do the drill fast. But what I'm telling you is he was 20 yards downfield. There was nobody near him. If it was a game or a scrimmage, he would have scored. So on one hand, really exciting. On the other hand, you're like, come on, defense with the running quarterback, right? Anyway. The third play, they ran a shallow cross to Malachi Thomas, the tight end. He was lined up on the right side. They ran about a 5-yard cross. Landon Clark hit him over the middle for a gain of about 10. The fourth play, they were simulating a 3rd and 10, and it was great coverage. And then Clark rolled to his right, and DJ Pickett was draped all over Jackson Harris. And so Clark just sort of threw it at their feet just to throw it away. But great coverage there by Pickett. The fifth play, there was a false start by the offense. And so then they ran the fifth play, and it was just a quick out into the flat to Jace Brown. That's the Kansas State transfer who looked really good, continues to look really good. Just rise up, boom, threw it in the flat, and Jace Brown got upfield. And then the final play was another coverage play where Landon Clark just tucked it, scrambled, and got a few yards because it was covered really well and the pocket was collapsing on him. So some wins for the offense, some wins for the defense, all things considered. Pretty good spirited practice and period there. When they went to individual, we did see, I think maybe most notable is that this was a really rough day for the quarterbacks. As a matter of fact, Lane Kiffin, when he met with reporters after practice, he was even asked about, the question was about, are they on schedule? Can you just scroll to the end of this, Muse? I don't need the full 40 seconds. But near the end of this bite, he says, he talks about how he wants them just to be more efficient, in particular in the passing game. And sometimes what we, the media, see lines up with what the coach is saying. Sometimes it doesn't because we get a small sample size. But this was a day where even against air, and it was a windy day, but even against air, this was not a very good day of pitch and catch for the quarterbacks.
No matter what with me, I wish there was more execution going on, especially offensively in the passing game. But again, you got all these new pieces. Yeah, that's it. He said you got all these new pieces, and I think that's why I'm not going to undersell the importance of this spring. Like, say it every year. Some guys don't need – Whit Weeks does not need spring. It's his fourth year. He's been in Blake Baker's defense. He don't need spring. He needs to be healthy for Clemson. That's it. I don't need Whit Weeks out there at all, in spring or fall camp. Just be healthy and in shape for Clemson, and we're good. You have all new receivers except for Philip Wright, and you have 3 new scholarship quarterbacks. None of these dudes have played together. They need timing and rapport and cadence and all that stuff. So I think this is very important for the quarterbacks and the receivers just to get those reps and timing, which is why I think it's also important that Sam Leavitt is out there throwing. Now, Leavitt is not doing any of the running drills. He is, when they change stations, he is jogging the length of the field to different stations. But when they go 11 on 11, he's not participating. When they do quarterback running drills, he's not running. But when they're standing and throwing, he's throwing. And I think that is very, very important as they continue to develop timing, because you heard Lane Kiffin say it last week. Quarterback in this offense is like a point guard. They have to know it like the back of their hand. This thing functions at the pace they want it only if the quarterback gets it and is good enough. So you need these guys getting these reps. I think it is invaluable. Spring isn't valuable for everyone. This year, in this offense, in this system, with so much new, getting these reps is very important for these guys. So it was, I'm looking very quickly. I thought also today, by the way, I thought Trey Wilson, the Florida 5-star transfer, I took some videos of him. I'll post later, but he's exploded. You can just tell, man. There was they were running go balls, and I was in the end zone video, and so they were coming right at me, and you could just tell he's wearing 3. You could just tell, like, there's just a different gear with Trey Wilson, and it's going to be really exciting to watch which of these receivers start to develop and emerge here throughout the remainder of spring. They had 11 practices to go, 4 in the books. We do have availability again on Thursday for day 5. They're set to practice Saturday. However, we do not currently have media availability for Saturday. As I understand it, they're supposed to go to Tiger Stadium. Might be a scrimmage. I don't know. Lane hasn't said that definitively, but we're not going to get, as of now, access on Saturday. But as we get to see more, we'll let you know. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU. Remember, Tigers are back at the box tonight to take on Southern. If you're going to be at the box or watching at home, make sure you got plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. Make sure you check out the officially licensed National Championship 16-ounce aluminum bottle. It's available at great local retailers. It's the white aluminum bottle with the silver tiger stripes and that National Championship logo on it. You can find it at great local retailers. Buy 2 cases. Buy 1 to keep and 1 to drink. It's Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. All right, let me knock out a break, y'all. Every Tuesday, we talk some Cruton with Shea Dixon from On 3, the Bengal Tiger. We'll do it next. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
REV. Let's Rev. Let's Rev.com. Let's Rev.com. Let's Rev.com. Rev, we're talking home automation. We're talking security. We're talking cable. We're talking phone. We're talking your internet service provider. REV. Let's Rev. Rev recently installed their fiber network in my neighborhood, so the Mosconas switched all of our services to Rev once they laid fiber. We're talking high-speed internet, up to 5 gigs, lightning-fast speeds, backed by an all-fiber network, which is critical because when we talk about that all-fiber network, remember, it's buried under the ground, so you don't have to worry about a storm coming, knocking power lines down, and knocking you offline. It's Rev. 70,000 Louisiana home and business owners trust Rev. You should as well. So you can log on to the website to learn more. Remember, when you call Rev, you're going to get a local customer service agent on the phone that's here. So call them today at REV. Let'sRev.com. Let'sRev.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Welcome to the field, your Fighting Tigers of LSU! Yeah! Nothing gets me ready to practice at the end of March like Eric Pride.
Hey, you just feel the energy here. Feel it.
Thank God somebody gave Kiffin the aux cord. Dude, my guy, he is playing like his own like workout playlist that should just be in your earbuds for and nobody else to hear. But I'm telling you, my guy, don't give an F. I mean, he's playing what he wants to hear. He is not concerned about anybody else and their musical taste or their opinion of his musical taste. I mean, we definitely heard Taylor Swift Love Story to a techno beat today.
You want me to try to find that one?
I would love it if you would.
All right, I'll try to find that one too.
We're brought to you by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Shay Dixon is with us here. Shay, you like Eric Pride's?
I don't even know what that is.
That's the song you just heard.
I guess I'm not familiar.
Oh, man. You got to check out. Hey,
let me Google. Eric, what?
Prides. It's like PRY. It's like PRYDZ.
PRYDZ.
Yep, PRYDZ. And just check out the music video. Thank me later. It's just the most gratuitous thing ever. It's just really athletic-looking women in workout pants doing like hip thrusts and things, like glute bridges. Like that's the video. It's ridiculous, but it's amazing at the same time.
I do see Swedish DJ and 2004 throwback. Goodness.
There it is.
Hit Single Call on Me. Now, I'm going to guess I know what that song is, but I'm not going to try to sing it.
You just heard it.
Is it that?
Yes. Yeah. You just heard. You didn't hear it on when you were on hold?
No, I was looking up recruiting info.
Well done. Okay. All right. Let's get to the issue at hand. All right. So the Tigers now are in spring. They can have visitors. Let's maybe go through some of the notables. I think probably Albert Simeon is maybe the most notable. He was here this weekend. Shay, am I right on that?
Golly, yes. Time flies. That was this past weekend. No, that was so he was at the very first practice. So that would have been a week ago Tuesday.
Okay.
Correct? But that was notable because, and Albert Simeon coming out of Lake Charles, he is a 5-star, one of a handful in Louisiana. He's the lone O-lineman who's a 5-star in Louisiana and has been a guy who Texas A&M, he's on their campus right now, has been heavy on him. Notre Dame is very heavy on him. They sent Marcus Freeman down to see him during January's open period. He's been up there. Academics are a big factor here, and obviously with Notre Dame, they've pressed that. So A&M and Notre Dame are the out-of-state schools that I've been watching. I mean, he's got every offer in the country. But Lane Kiffin went and saw him during that same stretch that Freeman did in January. February was the dead period. So when he got to come to practice a week ago, it was the first time he had gotten to meet face-to-face with Lane, the offensive staff, Eric Wolford, your new O-line coach. Lane's talked about kind of a two-headed approach at O-line. We all know James Craig because he had coached here before. So he got to meet with James Craig and talk with him. And do you remember, Matt, when Lane Kiffin said about recruiting after the first practice that it's refreshing with Louisiana recruits where he didn't sit down and talk to kids and parents about money or NIL or what can you give me? It was about academics. It was about what are your plans for the team? What type of shot would he have to play? All of these things. I think he was talking about Albert Simeon and a handful of kids, but from digging through things, I think that's one that kind of fits what Lane was talking about. And that was huge to get Simeon here for the first time when this new staff, and look, we'll talk about another guy who got to meet him for the first time, Ahmad Hudson, but these guys are like, look, I'm in group chats, texts with the staff and me, and we just, including Lane, and we just talk about whatever. But until we get to meet in person, it's different, right? And that's, I guess, that term gets thrown out a lot these days around LSU, just different. But both of those guys, your two of the 5-stars in Louisiana, within the past week have gotten to meet with the staff for the first time. So while it felt very much like, okay, dead period in February, they focused on the team in early March, they only have 2 commits, when is recruiting going to pick up? We've got our answer. It was spring ball just as I presumed it would be.
You mentioned Ahmad Hudson, so let's give the update there.
So he was back this past weekend, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. He was part of that first wave of spring practice visitors. And again, this is your number 1 tight end in America coming out of Ruston. He has basketball and football offers. LSU and Nebraska were going to be back-to-back visits. He did the LSU visit and said he was the one who was like, look, I'm in group chat, texted daily with these guys. But it was really cool to see them in person. You get to meet Charlie Weiss in person, Joe Cox in person, and they had gone up and seen him at Ruston during January's time on the road. But now that they're at LSU and being down at football ops and sitting down with Lane Kiffin and all of that kind of takes things to a new level. And I'll give you a couple of little scoops here. One, just so people know, he does have legitimate offers in basketball and football from all of these different schools. And Nebraska is a team I've mentioned that have kind of been the front runners with LSU, and they made the tourney this year. They won their first game ever in the tourney in basketball, so they've been heavily on him. But it was supposed to be LSU then Nebraska back-to-back weekend. He was going to go see kind of his top two teams, and then in the month of April, make some more visits, and then you get into official visits. Well, he didn't make the Nebraska trip. He ended up having an opportunity. Team USA basketball had a function, and he got invited to it. So he did that. You're not passing that up. But I will say, a lot of people have asked about, like, McMahon had offered him, right? And what happens with Will Wade and him now here. I do think that you'll see Wade and this staff have that same kind of open invitation. This is a guy who is very highly touted on the court. And remember, even back in the day, no matter what, like if you played two sports, you were on the football scholarship. Well, now football's got like 1,000 scholarships, right? So no issue at all if he gets on football scholarship and wants to test his hand at basketball. We saw Trey Green do it. Speaking of Trey, I think his exact quote was, "They're selling me on Trey Green's role. Trey Green is in, what, year 3? Ahmad Hudson is going into a senior year. This is your heir apparent. A 6'6" kid who's already 230 and plays both sports. I mean, everything that Trey was profile-wise coming out of high school, so is Ahmad Hudson up at Ruston. But what I found interesting, or at least something to mention, Matt, you and I were at the introductory press conference for Will Wade, and we saw a lot of kind of the who's who of power players around the state there, but a number of former players. I mean, if you're going from the College Temple era all the way up to Tyrus Thomas and guys like that, and I think one person that not a lot of people may have had a head on the swivel for, but Antonio Hudson, Ahmad's dad, was there, made the drive down, and for those that don't know, he had played basketball, all SEC guy for LSU back in the Brady era, and he was there for day one of Wade's press conference. So I'm looking at, look, yes, he will get back to Nebraska, but not going on that visit, doing the Team USA thing, and then Pop showing up day one of the Will Wade presser, and then obviously him coming and meeting with the staff, Ahmad for the first time in person. It's lining up for me to where I just feel like it's going to be so tough for anyone to beat LSU out for a guy who's ranked top 15 nationally, regardless of a position. Again, the Trey Green heir apparent, and we've already seen how Lane talks about Trey Green. I mean, he named him as one of 3, quote-unquote, ultra-elite players on this team. They are pitching to Ahmad Hudson, you are Trey Green. When he's out of here, you're in. And it seems to fit perfectly.
He's on Twitter at Shea Dixon. I did see Antonio yesterday. I got to chat with him a little bit. A lot of those former players that were there for the Will Wade introductory presser. There were a couple more for you, Shea. There were, I don't know, Saturday was crowded out at practice. It was family day, but they also had a bunch of recruits in. Among them, Caden Moss, who's the number 1 offensive lineman in Mississippi. Jaden Bryant was back as well this weekend. Who are some of the notables, Shea, that have been visited this past weekend for spring, and maybe not only just the notables, but what's maybe significant about some of these guys that were on campus this past weekend?
Yeah, you mentioned Jaden Bryant. So they have 2 commits. Peyton Houston, the quarterback of the Angels, your other. And he got invited to the Elite 11 finals recently. He did really well at the UA, kind of the up next camp this past weekend, getting MVP. And we've seen what he can do on the field of the Angels. So they're sticking with him at quarterback. But the other guy committed is Jaden Bryant. And he's a South Carolina native. They hired Sterling Lucas to be the DN, we thought D-line coach. Now we've seen him coaching DNs at practice and Kevin Peoples coaching D tackles. I don't know if they're going to keep mixing that up or how that goes, but Bryant committed because Sterling Lucas was someone who's super close to recruiting the in-state number 1 guy out of South Carolina, and he quickly popped in January. So this was his first chance to be back, see the whole staff, everything like that. Actually, second. He came in January, late January, and now again. So a couple of visits there is big. You mentioned that Caden Moss comes out of Jackson Academy, He's a top 3 interior lineman in America. Albert Simmons, who we just talked about, is one of the only 2 guys ranked ahead of him. So they had 2 of the top 3 interior linemen on campus. And he was a guy that this staff, certainly on offense, right, is familiar with because they recruited him heavily to Ole Miss. And he said from day one, like a lot of these guys that have that carryover, was I already knew these guys. Like outside of Eric Wolford, who was at Kentucky, everyone else is on the offensive staff is by and large from Ole Miss. So he said, hey, look, this is putting LSU right into the thick of things. He's got a bunch of recent campus trips that he's taken, but LSU being one of them was certainly notable. And I wrote a story on this. So it's those 2 guys right there. Jaden Bryant, number 1 player in South Carolina. Caden Moss, number 1 player in Mississippi. It didn't end there. Anthony Sweeney was on campus, 5-star. He's your number 1 player in Maryland. He's an edge rusher. Number 3 edge rusher in the country. Sterling Lucas brought him down, and he gave pretty rave reviews and said, look, my recruitment is wide open. And I think that's evident by he's just gone through all of these visits. There's been no predictions made on where he might end up on the Rivals RPM. And then to take it a step further, these guys are all rising seniors. If we go to the 2028 class, they had 1 more player who was number 1 in his state coming out of Arizona, Jelani George, Desert Edge kid. Actually came with a teammate of his at Desert Edge. He's a top 5 safety for next year, but his name's Jalen Eastern Flores for the diehard recruiting fans that want to file that name away. But will be a junior. Matt, not just the number 1 player in Arizona, number 1 overall player in the country, just like Lamar Brown was in this past class. So on campus, at one time, they had 4 kids from 4 different states that all ranked number 1 in their state. And none of them were, I'm not beefing this up by adding a Louisiana guy in there, right? Like these were 4 kids from outside the state, only one of them being a border state kid, Caden Moss out of Mississippi. So you're starting to see this far-reaching kind of impact, however you want to put it. And LSU does always recruit nationally. Lane talks about it. The 3 letters on that chest mean something different. But this staff being able to kind of branch out nationally and not just hand out offers and get into the mix or secure an official visit, they're getting these kids to pay their own way to come down here from halfway across the country to visit LSU. So I think the buzz nationally around Lane and this staff is catching the attention of a lot of recruits that, look, how often, I can't list you off all the Arizona and Maryland kids that they've ever signed. It's not a ton, but just having them here on campus this early, like before official visits, is pretty notable.
Shea Dixon on 3, the Bengal Tiger. Up against a break, Shea. I got to run. Next week when you're back, we'll talk a little deeper about Will Wade, his staff, all that stuff. We'll probably have some more answers as far as staff, budget, recruiting,
sure
all that stuff as well.
Roster by then, Matt,
well,
right?
I think what you will have is a voided roster, as pretty much everybody on this roster is going to be in the portal by the time we talk next week. Shea, we appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, man. We'll see you. It's After Further Review. Hey, we're brought to you by Supper Club. Supper Club is open. Remember, they're closed Mondays, but they're back open now on Tuesdays. Was there Saturday night. Awesome. After Erica and I, with our friend, went to an event Saturday night. Afterwards, went over to Supper Club to have a cocktail, and I ended up sitting at the bar. We walked inside the bar. I tell you that all the time. It was Saturday night. We didn't have a reservation. We just walked in and we sat at the bar. We grabbed 3 bar stools. The girls had a glass of wine. I had an old-fashioned, drank a whiskey, and ordered a steak. So if you want to sit at the bar, you can do that. The girls had an appetizer. Up to you. You want to get your reservation? Do it. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com. If you want to go get your reservation, you can do it online right there. No matter if you're celebrating an anniversary, a birthday, graduation coming up as well, promotion, you got a client in town, you want to do some business, whatever the case may be, or just because it's a day that ends in Y. Go by Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com for your reservations. SupperClubBTR.com. All right, let me knock out a break, y'all. We'll go around the SEC when we come back. Our Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Kim Mulkey has added a staff member, and another LSU basketball Tiger has hit the transfer portal in hoops. We'll talk some Saints in about 25 minutes from right now. Kellen Moore, what he had to say out at the NFL owners meeting. So a ton to do, and glad you're here. It's AFR.
AFR.
If you're thinking about selling your home, you know what to do. Call Darren James and get your home sold. Why? Because Darren James guarantees he's going to sell your home. It's the Guaranteed Sale Program. I've told you about it for more than a decade now. But it works like this. And yes, this is legitimately true. There's no catch. Call Darren. You'll sit down. He'll do an evaluation of your home. He'll tell you a price and a deadline he can sell your home. You'll agree to that. You'll agree to the price and the deadline. If Darren doesn't sell your home at that price, by that deadline, he'll have your home bought with cash or he'll sell it absolutely free for his half of the commission. You got nothing to lose. You need to sell your home fast for the most amount of money. You need Darren James. So call him today. What are you waiting on? I'll give you a cell. 335-7666. Call him or text him right now. 335-7666. 335-7666. 335-7666 or agent225.com for Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. Earned by showing up, putting in the work, the hours that nobody sees. I didn't get here on my own. I trust my coaches to lead, my teammates to step up, and when the game is on the line, Our Lady of the Lake to keep me healthy and on the court. Because it takes a champion to care for a champion. I trust the Lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient. And the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
That's it. That's the one.
Wait, is this really the one that he had playing?
That's it.
Oh, I'm so happy I nailed this.
I mean, if we're being honest, Muse, all you had to do was Google love story. Actually, no, I think.
I was going to say, bro,
No.
a lot of them popped up.
Okay, I was going to say because the one, it was Taylor. Yeah, this isn't Taylor singing. I don't know who's singing. But this was the vibe. This was the vibe.
This doesn't just make you want to put the pads on and go hit somebody?
So the first day that they had spring ball out there, and I Shazammed all the songs that were playing because it was odd. And then I tweeted a list, and Ole Miss fans have become insufferable. They're trying to ruin my Twitter mentions. They're like, oh, you're such a shill for Kiffin. I'm like, do you not understand that I'm making fun of him? Like, that's what this is. In a friendly, playful way. But this is, you do understand the absurdity of football practice, and that's what's being played at football practice. I mean, if it's 40-year-old moms taking spin classes, crank that up. You know what I mean? That's, right?
Yeah, this is right in their wheelhouse.
That's what you would expect.
Oh, yeah.
20-year-old dudes, football practice. Not as much. Not really. Mm-mm. This is better than the original, to be honest. Don't tell my wife that you said that.
It's pretty good.
It's after further review. Cobble just texted me Belinda Carlisle. You missed the first segment, Cobble. We already talked about that. Yeah.
I might have that one in the
it's queued up.
In the chamber. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
We might just let Lane handle our bump music from here on out on practice days.
What I can do is I can send you the Shazam list of the songs, and so you can have what he plays, and it's his playlist. They make no mistake. I've been going to practice for a lot of years, and piping in music at practice has been a thing for a long time.
Of course, yeah.
Be it getting guys energized during the workout or whatever, or just have like noise while you're trying to practice, just like to simulate a game or whatever with noise. We took a 90-degree turn here with the practice music this year. And there's only one variable that's changed.
That's very true.
All right, it's after further review. Hey, we're brought to you by Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know, Parish Construction and Roofing. We'd love to give you that free, no-obligation roofing inspection. Hey, last week, we're fired up, man. We gave away $25,000. Shout out BJ Richard was our big $25,000 winner. Even if you didn't win the $25,000, look, the bottom line is we're a great local company with local people, with local crews, and we'd love to help you out. If you've got an issue with your roof repairs, replacements, commercial, residential, literally no matter how big or small. We got a social media post up right now with Matt Pearson, who's our commercial roofing manager. You can see the size, scale, scope of jobs we do on the commercial and industrial side. But, of course, we can take care of a small repair at your home, gutters. We fabricate our own metals, so we can take care of that for you as well. We do soft wash, not only for your roof, but for the entire exterior of your home. We'd love to help you out. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know, Parish Construction and Roofing. All right, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Florida Gators.
Redshirt junior defensive lineman Mason Clinton underwent surgery for a torn meniscus in his left knee. Timeline is unknown. I've had that surgery. It sucks. He's 6'5", 300 pounds, transferred to Florida from Southern Miss this offseason.
The Missouri Tigers.
Safety Elijah Dotson has also undergone surgery for a torn labrum. It's pretty much what happens during spring. Guys get surgery and get ready for the fall. He's a Michigan transfer. He's expected to be back fully for summer workouts. Dotson, 6'1", 192-pounder. Had 11 tackles last year as a true freshman at Michigan in 2025.
The Texas Longhorns.
SMU transfer offensive lineman Paris Patterson has committed to Texas. He spent time with Arkansas before he went to SMU, now on his third season. Spent 2 years there in Dallas at SMU. He'll have 2 seasons of eligibility remaining.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Center Somto Cyril plans to enter the transfer portal. By the way, he is 6'11", 260 pounds. Basketball center. Sorry, I didn't tell Taylor. We got a football guy. My bad. That's on me. His third player from Georgia to enter the transfer portal, averaged 9 points, 5 boards this past year for the Bulldogs.
The Oklahoma Sooners.
Oklahoma's added 2027 offensive lineman Isaac Coffrin to their class. He's out of Katy, Texas. The 20th commit for OU's 2027 class. Shows the Sooners over Houston, Baylor, Arizona, and others.
The South Carolina Gamecocks.
And Neff Jiwa, the 20-year-old Irishman, never played American football, but he committed to play football at South Carolina as an offensive lineman. He's been a rugby player. 37-inch long arms, great foot speed, 6'7.5", 295. Hell on a rugby pitch, I tell you what. Anyway, picked the Gamecocks over Miami, North Carolina, SMU, Tennessee, and Texas. So for having never played football, dude had a lot of offers.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
And one quick basketball note, Kentucky expected to hire Jackson State head coach Mo Williams as an assistant for the upcoming season. Of course, Mo Williams, former NBA champion. He was an NBA All-Star. He was a McDonald's All-American back in the day. Was the head coach at Alabama State. Jackson State, since retiring from the NBA now, heading to join the Kentucky basketball staff. His son, by the way, Mason Williams, is a 4-star point guard who recently became the first commit of Kentucky's 2026 class. All right, there you have it. That is around the SEC. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Our Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Visit sunequip.com, sunequip.com for Sunshine. Bunkie and below, you want a Deere, you know where you're going. You're going to Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. All right, y'all, it is after further review, and we're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Let's knock out a quick break, come back, wrap up hour number one, a LSU men's basketball update, a women's basketball update, and we got a very likely probability now of future Super Bowls that could very well be coming to New Orleans. We'll tell you about it when we return on AFR.
After further review.
If you want to look and feel like your younger self, our friends at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. Yes, part of what they do is ED treatments, but they do so much more than that. At Goodwood, it's about helping you live your optimal life. And what does that mean? That sounds like a throwaway line. Okay. So many different treatments to help you maximize vitality and feel your best. For example, hormone replacement therapy. You go to Goodwood, they'll do a simple blood draw. I was there last week because I had to do my blood labs, do that every 6 months. They'll take a vial of blood, they'll run your labs. A day later, they'll get the results, they'll call you. And they'll let you know if they feel like they can supplement you to get you to healthy levels. And I'm here to tell you, so often you don't know how bad you feel until you start feeling good again. Feeling bad becomes your normal. It is so worth it to live your best life to go do that blood draw at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com.
The Cane's Box Combo, a symphony of flavors. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. No, the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
I mean, you get it, right? You get why it's odd.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. He's just happy to be here, man. He thinks it's heaven on earth. Look, he loves it.
I'm not criticizing the song. A lot of people know it. It's a very it's a popular hit for many decades. It's just not the thing you expect to hear when you go to LSU football practice.
Not at all.
I'm just underscoring that Lane has the aux cord and doesn't give a single F what you want to hear. If he wants Belinda Carlisle, guess what's going to be playing?
Belinda Carlisle.
Loudly.
Yeah.
Now, when I left and came back, because we have about an hour between practice and then Lane's meet availability, when I came back, Set It Off by Boosie was playing on the practice
That's
field.
a little more like it.
That feels more appropriate.
Yes.
This, Belinda Carlisle, respect. She's 67 now. I had to look it up.
Okay.
But again, not the thing you think you're going to hear at practice.
Mm-mm.
It's not a commentary on the song. It's time and place, sort of. Like, could you imagine if that was your walkout song if you're like an MMA fighter?
No, that'd be kind of funny though, man. I'm not gonna lie, but no fighter would do that though, because I mean, you lose credibility.
Kiffin would.
You lose credibility. Well, Lane Kiffin's not gonna be an MMA fighter. I mean, you would lose credibility instantly. Combat sport. I mean, come on.
But then again, I would say if there's anyone who could get away with it, it's someone who's going to lock themselves in a cage to fight another human.
Yeah.
Like, I dare you to make fun of his song choice, sort of thing. Like, he's going to do whatever. Because
that's an interesting way to look at it.
Honestly, you have to be a little insane anyway to want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, truly. I mean, whoever, and I love the sport, but you have to be a little insane. So maybe you're the type of person that would play Belinda Carlisle as your walk-up song. Anyway, it's after further review. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. Another LSU basketball Tigers hit the portal. Maisie Mosley, we learned today, is entering the transfer portal. So that's the third now player from Matt McMahon's squad. Played 19 games this year as a freshman under Matt McMahon. Averaged just under 7 minutes per game. So not a guy that played a ton for LSU. He's hit the transfer portal, or will hit the transfer portal when it opens on April the 7th. So we'll keep an eye. He had offers from Michigan and Iowa and Southern Cal, among others, when he was coming out of high school. So we'll keep an eye. I can't imagine many players from this current roster will be back next year. But Will Wade was asked about meetings with the current roster when he was introduced on Monday.
I've had some one-on-one meetings with 5 or 6 of the guys. I mean, look, we had a lot of seniors last year. Look, we want anybody at LSU that wants to be at LSU. If you want to be here, we want you here. I've talked to all of them about, Skylar Mays. We inherited him the first time we were here from Coach Jones. Skylar turned out, now he was a freshman going into a sophomore year. He turned out to be a tremendous player for us, got drafted and played in the NBA. And, we want folks that, like I said, are excited about LSU. And so we've had those conversations. Those conversations will continue, and we're going to support the guys, whatever they want to do.
It was a very nondescript answer, and I understand that because it's in Will Wade's defense, that's almost an impossible question to answer, right? I mean, he gets hired on Friday. He has the weekend, which was a whirlwind, and he's introduced at noon on Monday. He said he had spoken to 5 or 6 of the players, but It's impossible to have the expectation that you're going to have those answers at that press conference. But this week is going to be a lot of that. Evaluate the current roster, guys who may have the opportunity to return, and then you're looking for what your roster is going to be in 2026. So the 26-27 season, I should say. So we'll keep you posted as that moves along. All right, it's After Further Review. We are brought to you by Evamore, EVAMOR, Evamore.com. Drink Evamore, delicious, natural, artesian water. You can get it all over, not just in Louisiana. This is a Louisiana product. Remember, that artesian well is right there in Covington on the North Shore. When you turn onto the Evamore facility, you'll see the well right there. They pipe that water out right into the bottle. It doesn't touch air until you uncork it, take that first delicious sip, uncap it, I should say. Take that first delicious sip. You want to find the retailer nearest you? Go to evamore.com, EVAMOR, evamore.com. Just hit the menu on the side. It says find a store. Type in your zip code, and it'll spit out the location nearest you, evamore.com, EVAMOR, evamore.com. All right, hour number 2 is coming up right after sports. Then I'm talking to some Kellen Moore, who's out at the NFL owners meetings.
After Further Review.
Jakeem Jackson is going to be in studio as well with us in about 20 minutes from right now. We're brought to you by Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, arco.com, Industrial Generac Generator Power. We're expecting rain all this week. Literally every day this week, it's going to rain. And you know what it's like when we get through spring and summer months where you have these crazy, sometimes torrential pop-up showers. And then, of course, when we get into storm season, we live in that storm belt where the Gulf Coast is often threatened by those storms. So what happens to your business when the power goes out? If you don't know the answer to that question, you need Arco Power Systems. Arco can sell, service, install, rent you industrial Generac generator power. Arco.com, Arco.com, ARCCO, Arco.com. We talk about it all the time for your home, right? Home standby generators and having a plan for when the storm comes and the power goes out. What about your business? That's what Arco does. ARCCO, Arco.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized, it'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. As speculation continues to swirl that the Eagles could trade receiver A.J. Brown with New England a top suitor, Patriots coach Mike Vrabel didn't rule out that possibility today at the NFL annual meeting, told reporters they'll do anything they can to strengthen the roster. Philadelphia's incentivized financially to wait until after June 1st to trade Brown, as the dead cap hit would be reduced by more than half. Geno Smith, coming off his worst statistical season since 2014, is widely perceived as a bridge quarterback for the Jets until they identify their long-term solution at the position. Smith is seen differently, though, by his coach, Aaron Glenn.
He's proven a lot in this league of what he's done, especially when you take those times when he was in Seattle. Listen, he fits exactly what we're trying to do. So obviously we've created an identity. The foundation of our offense is pretty good now. Like, I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land. He's the guy that's going to touch the ball more than anybody else on offense.
Former NBA star Mari Stoudemire, Bucks coach Doc Rivers, and former WNBA MVP and champs Candace Parker and Elena Delle Donne headlined the Basketball Hall of Fame's class of 2026.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Wednesday, we'll continue to get you set for the Final Four. Will my Illini be able to move on to the national championship game? We'll discuss it on Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Taylor Sharp. You so. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Jakeem Jackson will be in studio here in about 30 minutes from right now, a little less than 30 minutes from right now. Looking forward to talking to the second-year LSU cornerback who's back working with Corey Raymond, Blake Baker's defense, his decision to return to LSU, of course, started his career at Florida, all that stuff. Ton of ground to cover with Jakeem Jackson. We're looking forward to having him in studio. The NFL annual meeting's taking place out in Arizona here early this week, and as is customary, every NFL head coach meets with media while they're there. The first day, it's one of those like round 10 top tables. Sit there and you have breakfast, and all the reporters can sit around and ask coaches questions. They have conversations. And so it's interesting point in the offseason. After season ended, we've gone through this first wave of free agency, second wave of free agency, now sort of eyeing the NFL draft, which is here now less than a month away, as rosters are starting to be put together. And naturally, the biggest questions that remain for New Orleans for their roster for 2026 are current free agents that remain unsigned. So what their futures might be in New Orleans. There's three in particular. It's Alvin Kamara, Cam Jordan, and Chris Olave. Now, Olave is not a free agent, but I'm sure they'd like to get a deal done with Chris Olave here this offseason so he doesn't become an unrestricted free agent after next season. And Kellen Moore was asked if there was any progress on that Chris Olave extension.
Yeah, there's conversations, and that's what this time of year is all about. And so, that's obviously the business side of this thing that inevitably comes up. Everyone's a part of that. Everyone knows those things come up. And so it's just about, a working relationship for everyone just to find what works best for everyone and find a good situation. So, obviously, we know we love Chris, and we're excited about his future.
The Saints love Chris Olave way more than I do. The Spotrac market value projection for Chris Olave is $33 million per season. I wouldn't touch that number for what I think is a number 2 receiver, but it's very clear the Saints think differently about Chris Olave than I do, and they're going to pay him. And with every subsequent receiver contract that's done, the baseline goes up, right? So the average, the market value goes up. So JSN getting his deal the old saying about rising tide, right? So that's going to cost you more. The longer you wait, it's going to cost you more. So what are the Saints willing to pay? How long is Chris Olave willing to wait? We'll see. Moore was also asked for a timeline on an Olave deal.
Yeah, I think anytime, obviously it becomes a situation where you understand where it's going to be. But again, these timelines are all different. I think it's hard to, try and say everyone has to follow the same timelines. There's a lot of conversations, a lot of variables that go into those things. We love Chris. It's been a really good conversation, I know, from a business side, and they'll just continue to keep working through that.
I'll remind you that the Saints and Alvin Kamara went through a long stalemate on an extension. That deal didn't get done until October. It was of 2024. But so they signed Alvin Kamara to his extension in October of 24. So, and that, of course, Kamara was having a great 24. He was pacing to have the first 1,000-yard rushing season of his career. And then he got injured, missed the end of the season, and fell just shy, about 50 yards shy of 1,000. And then last year, obviously, just didn't produce. So there is precedent for New Orleans. They will do an extension during the season. It's just going to be the right number, because the oddity about the Saints, which we often say, is for the nearly decade of being so fiscally irresponsible with the way that they manage their salary cap and so much dead money and bad contracts, when it comes to free agency, they have their number, and they don't budge off their number. And we've seen players walk for a relative pittance. When you look at, Mark Ingram, when he left for Baltimore, the difference in the contracts was a couple $100,000. It was so negligible. And Ingram and Kamara at that time were a really good 1-2 punch, but the Saints were committed to their number. They did move off of it. And so that discipline is something they have shown in free agency, probably why you're at a little bit of a stalemate right here. Now, speaking of Kamara, Kellen Moore kind of gave the most non-answer answer ever when asked about Kamara and his spot on the team.
Well, yeah, he's certainly on the roster and, part of that running back room, and we feel like there's ways that you can manipulate all those guys and put them in plenty of situations. Again, look at our season last year, look at probably just about every NFL season. Plenty of running backs play. Obviously we feel fortunate that we were able to acquire Travis in free agency, but, there's still a lot of work to be had out there.
He's certainly on the roster. Can you hear that again, just the very beginning about Alvin?
Well, yeah, he's certainly on the roster.
He's certainly on the roster. Yeah, he is. Don't know if he's going to be on the roster at the start of the season. That could be a post-June 1 decision. I think the hardest part the Saints are going to have with Kamara is you're not going to have a suitor for a trade because no one's going to give you an asset to take on that contract. And we know the way the Saints restructured it as Ross Jackson did really a brilliant job over at LouisianaSports.net explaining the very seldom used. I'm not going to get into it. It's way too complicated. To be honest, I don't even really understand it, if I'm just being very, very honest with you. But Ross did an incredible job explaining it in great detail. But the Saints used a very seldom used loophole in the NFL contract structure to restructure Kamara that will give them protections if, in fact, he's not on the team this year. So in any event, I think that's, depending on what happens in the draft, a really strong likelihood that Kamara has taken his last snap for New Orleans. It's not 100%, but they have certainly set the pieces on the chessboard to suggest this could be it for Alvin in New Orleans. Now, I don't think the same is true for Cameron Jordan, who is an unrestricted free agent. He can sign wherever he wants, but so far he's had no suitors. And Kellen Moore was asked if they've had progress in contract talks with Cam.
Yeah, we love Cam. Obviously, we think the world of Cam. And so, again, it's an offseason process. It's a free agency process that every team and player get to have. And so, we obviously will let that process take its course. Obviously, we love Cam. And so we'll see where it takes us, for him as his situation, goes through.
This is just so very clear what's going on with Cameron Jordan. It's the same thing with DeMario Davis. Davis wanted a multi-year deal with guaranteed money. Cam's coming off a season where he had 10.5 sacks. He wants a multi-year deal with guaranteed money. The Saints are not going to do that, nor should they, by the way. If they weren't going to do that for DeMario Davis, who's coming off the 2 best seasons of his career, they're certainly not going to do it for Cam Jordan, who had been declining for 3 years, only to have a nice bounce back this year. But that would suggest that's the outlier. That's the exception, not the rule. Right now, Spotrac has the market value for Cam Jordan, a 1 year, $6.76 million. So 1 year, $6.8 million. And I think that's completely agreeable. You want to sign Cam Jordan to a 1 year, $7 million deal? Okay. And give him an incentive-laden contract where he's got, if he pops another 10.5 sack season, he'll make more money? Okay. But that's up to Cam Jordan at 36 years old. He'll be 37 in July if he wants to play another season under a deal like that, like he just did. As he said, the cents have to make sense. Well, the fact that you don't have any other suitors is telling you the story of what the market is for Cam Jordan. There's not a lot of teams that are willing to invest a multi-year deal with guaranteed money into an aging, declining edge rusher. The last one from Kellen Moore, though, was about the role that Cam could potentially have on this team.
I think those are all just the fun, healthy conversations that we all get to have. And so, obviously, we love Cam. And I think, he's obviously a free agent's responsibility is to put yourself in the best position to be successful. And so Cam gets to do that. And so that's credit to him and his journey and the performance that he had last year. I thought he did a really good job for us. And so, we'll continue to have those conversations.
So nothing definitive, and I'm not sure that we expected Kellen Moore to give away any trade secrets. But when the head coach goes on the record about 3 very notable veteran players who two of which might have played their last snap for the New Orleans Saints. Certainly, I think we all think Chris Olave will be re-signed. It's just a matter of when, and he'll be on the team this year no matter what. But those are going to be ones worth watching here as we continue to move throughout this offseason. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics, OLOLRMC.com/LSU, OLOLRMC.com/LSU, as they often say. Trust isn't given, it's earned. Of course, whenever we look at the LSU baseball Tigers, they know what it takes to win championships. At Our Lady of the Lake, they know what it's like to care for champions, and that's what they do every single day. From the bullpen to the batter's box, from training room to the classroom, LSU baseball athletes trust the lake to help them recover, perform, and stay at their best. It's not just for athletes. From sports medicine to pediatrics, heart care to recovery from everyday injuries, Our Lady of the Lake brings championship-level care to families across Louisiana. So trust the team that cares for the team you love. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar. Learn more at OLOLRMC.com/LSU. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine. Big ups to my friends over at Sunshine. They had their grand opening today at the new facility on Pico in Baton Rouge. It's gorgeous. If you drive I-10 between Seagan and Highland, right at the new Pico exit, that's where the newest Sunshine location is. I tell you all the time, bunkie and below, you want a deer, you're going to Sunshine. Yes, they have farm equipment, but they also have tractors and zero-turn mowers and gators and tailgate equipment like your small portable generators. Go check them out at Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. Let me knock out a quick break. Jakeem Jackson set to be in studio with us here in a little more than 10 minutes. So we'll knock out a break. We'll come back and continue. Look forward to having the LSU defensive back in studio. Tiger baseball is on the diamond tonight against Southern. We'll give you a quick thumbnail preview of that when we come back. It's AFR.
AFR.
Man, I know we're getting a little bit of rain this week each day that's in the forecast, but the weather is still gorgeous. Actually, today, cloudy, a little overcast, perfect day when you get home from work or kids get home from school to get out in the garden and just plant something. What a great family activity. Get outside, get your hands in the dirt, touch some grass, ground yourself, but also get a little exercise, get a little natural vitamin D, and do something fun for the whole family. Plant that vegetable garden. At Clegg's Nursery, they've got Johnny Naylor seeds, so you want to have that fun time with your family, with your kids. You can watch that garden grow, and you can have garden-to-table vegetables, fresh vegetables from your own garden. Absolutely amazing experience, so make sure you get on by and see our friends at Clegg's Nursery. And oh, by the way, beautiful, amazing blooms arriving daily over at Clegg's Nursery. So you want to add that pop of color this spring or summer, get by and see our friends over at Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
I just like the fact, like I said, we won in different ways. I thought we moved on from failure and success better this week than we have. And what I'm looking for is consistency in mindset and play. That's the only way you're going to survive, with the schedule that we play. And my hope is that's a step in the right direction. It'll be tested again tomorrow and see how we do with it.
That was Jay Johnson on his coach's show. Mondays on affiliates of the LSU Sports Radio Network, by the way, for us in Baton Rouge. It's our sister station, Eagle 98.1. There was a couple of things that Jay said, and the Tigers are back on the diamond tonight against Southern out at the box before they hit the road to take on Tennessee. And, of course, this begins a stretch where 3 of the next 4 series are on the road. They'll play at Tennessee, at Ole Miss, come home to play A&M, then go at Mississippi State, who's playing about as well as anybody in the country right now. That's not hyperbole. I mean, they swept Ole Miss this weekend on the road, and they look really good there in year 1 under Brian O'Connor. But a couple of things that I think are interesting. Jay Johnson also was asked about the starting lineup and if it feels set. There has been a lot of shuffling, but it may also feel like they're starting to get close to where they've pared down enough to know who they're going to be counting on the weekends.
Well, I will tell you this. After this weekend, we're a lot closer to stable than we've been at any point with this team, and that's not hard to figure out. You mentioned John. Everybody's going to talk about the Grand Slam on Sunday, but that was a key 2-strike hit to get the game going in our favor on Saturday. Seth obviously had a terrific weekend. Catching, obviously, we're going to play both of those guys with Omar and Cade. And then, the outfield obviously is set. So we're a lot closer than we've been at any point. I think that's where we need to be, and I'm excited about that.
I think the big change, obviously, is the weekend Dardar had, because second had been a revolving door. And then Dardar this weekend goes and hits 600 and hits the massive homer on Sunday and hits a couple of doubles and leads your team in doubles. You have that type of productive weekend. It's like, okay, well, you can do this. against SEC pitching. So go do it. I do wonder, though, if he continues to struggle on the mound. If he continues to struggle defensively, and the offense doesn't follow, he goes back into a hole. Do you start to see that rotate again? So just something worth watching. So I expect Dardar will be at second in the lineup again tonight. See if you can keep him going. But yeah, man, we've talked about it a ton. You invested a lot in the transfer portal into some of these infielders. York, Caraway, Dardar, most prominently, Braden Simpson's in that mix as well. And they just haven't performed consistently enough. Was this weekend sort of a turning point for those guys? It's worth kind of keeping an eye on. He also gave an update on Cade Arrambide and in his status.
Yeah, Cade has been a big part of our early success too. He was a little bit nicked up Friday, and so he was available. He was on the 34-man roster. Took BP Saturday and Sunday. Was just kind of limited in his availability. But when we were playing our best early in the year, he was right in the heart of that. And so I didn't really want to take a chance in making a small thing a big thing. And so Omar kind of had to wear it for a couple days. And Cade should be fine. I'm hoping to hopefully get him in the ball game tomorrow night.
So that'd be great to see if Cade Arrambide returns to the lineup tonight against Southern, as LSU will be taking on the Jags out at the box at 6:30. The one other thing is looking at pitching tonight, and I'm not so concerned about this because it feels like we're at the point in the year, and this happens every year, right? You can watch things unfold in a midweek, and regardless, people will melt if it doesn't go well, but we learn this lesson every year. By the time you get to the postseason, you have pared down your pitching staff to the 7-8 guys that you're going to count on in leverage spots, and then you have your up 10, down 10 guys, right? If the game's out of hand, you just need someone to go throw pitches to save your key arms. That's who goes out there. But I think you could that's complicated now by Cooper Moore's injury. And so you're going to have guys available to eat innings that maybe otherwise you weren't on the weekend that otherwise you weren't counting on. But Kaysen Evans, William Schmidt, will continue being your 1-2 guys. And then the guys out of the bullpen that you're counting on. And it's going to be Cowan and Sheeran and Guidry, although Sunday didn't go great. I think Santiago Garcia's certainly going to be in the mix. And Jay loves Cooper Williams and Maverick Rizzi for several obvious reasons. Just because they give you something so different because of their length, got to be able to throw the ball over the plate. Cooper Williams was very good on Sunday. Maverick Rizzi was not. But the guys that they've identified they can count on. I think I'd throw Grant Fontenot probably in that mix as well as someone who can give you something at the back of a ball game. So is anyone else available to sort of fight their way into a leverage role, especially with Cooper Moore out? Maybe that's the thing worth watching tonight. Does someone go out and pitch so well that they've earned the opportunity to maybe get innings on an SEC weekend? So something to keep an eye on as the Tigers take on the Jags tonight. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com. Tell you every day. Kill mold, remove odor. If you've got toxic mold in your home, think you might, call Parish Restoration. They've come and dry fogged homes all over the country and some of the biggest commercial buildings as well. Parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Schools, medical facilities, gyms, workout facilities. It doesn't matter if it's mold, if it's odor, pet odor, smoke odor. They can help you sweat. They can help you get that odor out. A fresh smelling, clean, sanitized space. It's Parish Restoration. Call Jim Woodworth and the gang. They'll come give you that free estimate. Parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Log on to the homepage. Fill out that information right there on the homepage. You'll be in touch and give you that estimate of what it'll cost to get your space clean, sanitized, mold-free. Parishrestoration.com. That's parishrestoration.com. By the way, we told you this late last week. We now have a new capability in studio where you can text our call-in line. So it's 225-499-1045. We have a new, and by the way, that is a service. Like I have my text line that I've given out for years here That's an app that I pay for called Community that's literally on my phone. Now we have the opportunity to text any of our shows here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. So just save it in your phone. It's like ESPN text line or whatever you want to do, but it's 225-499-1045, 499-1045, 499-1045. The one thing I'll tell you, though, is if you do text that number, the only thing we see is your number. We don't know your name or where you're texting from. So if you text and you want us to say your name on air, then you might want to just leave who it is, right? Like just sign the text as to say who it is or where you're calling from or something like that, or texting from if you want to. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Thanks for being here. Let me knock out a quick break. We will come back. Jakeem Jackson, LSU cornerback, set to join us in studio here on a Tuesday edition of AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
AFR.
GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com, complete employer solutions. That's Glow Resources and glowresources.com. Appreciate our friends over at Glow Resources being great partners of ours here on the show. But most importantly, what Glow Resources does is they help businesses become their most efficient and most profitable by helping you find the right people. Yes, they specialize in finding skilled blue-collar labor, welders, pipe fitters, crane operators, heavy equipment operators. They can help you find any skilled blue-collar labor. But also, they have their professional placement division. So if you're trying to fill any office job, they can help you there too. From an office assistant up to the C-suite, Glow Resources can help. And they're not just in Baton Rouge or just in Louisiana. They got offices all over the South, and they help businesses all over the country find people to place in jobs all over the world. So check them out online at glowresources.com. GLO, glowresources.com.
At Raising Cane's, we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, and salt every fry. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even JB could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of JB Falgu.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
for the review. Powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Open up a throttle and stir a little dust. Just look at her face.
All right, rolling along here on a Tuesday edition of AFR. We are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Jakeem Jackson, as I understand, go ahead, Taylor. He's at the door, so Taylor's going to go let him in. He's going to come in studio. Lane Kiffin met with reporters today after practice, the fourth workout of spring practice, and I thought it was interesting. Kiffin talked about just kind of gave an overview of how the early practices of spring are going so far.
I think that practice has gone really well. I think they're really competitive. I think that anytime you go somewhere, it has nothing to do with previous staff. You have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of work to do besides what is the obvious that everybody thinks about roster changes and portal and additions, but how you practice and how players think, to fit into the way that you want things done. So, that's a constant battle for us. So I can see that improving out there. Understanding how to practice. We want to practice really physical, but also protect the team in how that we practice. And that maybe sounds really easy, but it's challenging to get right to that middle spot of how to do that.
There was also a question about retaining Blake Baker, which he's talked about a bunch, but I think the defensive identity question was maybe more interesting to see what this may look like here with, Lane Kiffin now with a new year under Blake Baker.
Play really physical, dominant defense, that creates a lot of havoc and turnovers, but at the same time plays with great discipline. So that's been here before, a number of times. And so, that's a big, big goal, to get that back to that style of play that nobody wants to play LSU's defense like it used to be.
Lane Kiffin talking about Blake Baker and that defense. A guy who figures to be a big part of it this year is Jakeem Jackson in his second season with the Tigers. Good enough to join us in studio now. How are you, man?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing really good. Thanks for coming in studio, especially on a practice day, man. So what's the day like? You get done with practice, y'all finish around 11:30-ish earlier today, and then what's the rest of the day like?
Yeah, we finished around like 12. Then I had tutoring at 12:30. And I got treatment after. My day was really over after like 3 o'clock for real.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is that obviously y'all are in school too, so is that pretty much what a standard day is like during football, during spring practice right now?
Yeah, that's how it is every day.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you for coming in studio too, man. It was out there at practice during the little bit that Lane let us go out there and see today, and it looked like for the first time, when y'all start practice, y'all do that. There's like an 11-on-11 period that we get to see, and looked like y'all went dime, and you went and split out wide with the ones. Is it still are y'all still kind of figuring out roles right now, or what do you think y'all have learned about the defense only 4 days into spring?
Yeah, we still figuring out like the pieces of what we gonna run and everything, because we got new players and new people that can play different type of positions, so we still trying to figure things out a little bit.
All right, man. Let's talk about your new coach. Let's talk a little bit about what it's been like with Lane Kiffin out there, man. So all this went down when he comes in. What were your impressions when all this happened, right? BK got let go, and then they land Lane Kiffin, and your reaction is what?
I'm like, dang, that's crazy, because I used to see a lot of rumors, but, like, I didn't think he was going to leave for real. And then I forgot when, November or something, or December, when he announced it. I was like, dang, that's actually crazy. Like, that's crazy.
Did you know him at all during your recruitment?
Yeah, he recruited me out of high school and out the portal when I left Florida.
Okay. So what was it like in high school, like whenever his staff was recruiting you to Ole Miss?
Nah, it was cool. Like, I talked to him a couple times. I visited there a couple times, and it was a cool vibe up there. I liked him.
What about, because like the thing about Lane in particular is he's so active on social media, right? Like he's so out there and like out front, but people say he's a little more reserved. What have been your impressions of him, like personally?
I actually like who he is on social media. He not who he is in person. Like, he quiet in person. He just laid back, but on social media he actually active. Like, he not who he is like on social media in real life.
Why do you think it is? It's like that?
I don't even know. That's just probably who he is. But like, if you like in person, you'll probably think like he the same way on social media. But nah, I don't know why he like that. But
yeah. Whenever So when you were at Florida and then you went in the portal, he started recruiting you again. Did you consider Ole Miss at all?
Yeah, I was considering them a little bit, but I just went with my coach. You know, I trust him the most, so I just went to LSU.
It was Corey.
Yeah.
So look, I mean, we've obviously known Corey a long time, man. He was here at LSU for. I mean, I'm actually getting old now, man. But like, he was here the whole time. Corey was here for that 10 years the first time. And yeah, he's basically the godfather of DBU, right? So what was it about playing for Corey that was so appealing to you when you went to Florida?
Yeah, I'd seen that he was a good coach because my freshman year, you know, he turned my game to another level. The first day I got to practice and during the season, like, I felt myself getting better. So, yeah, so when I hit the portal, I was like, there's nowhere else to go but LSU because he was over there. So it was no point. And then he had good connection with my parents and everything. We was already locked in like family, so it was no other choice for real.
What was that like, the connection with you said like the connection with your family?
Yeah, it was perfect. You know, like some days he would not like at recruitment process in like Florida, like he'll just talk to them, you know. Like he used to talk to my dad like that's his best friend or something like that. So that's what really hit my heart. Like, dang, this coach really care about me. So I was like, yeah, we locked in for life.
Jakeem Jackson, LSU cornerbacks in studio with us. Yeah, remember also your year at Florida, like you got hurt early, right? Was it the first? Was it the first game? Was it the game
was the
against?
second one.
The second game is when you got hurt.
Yeah.
So I mean, you were out there. The first game was Miami, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was like it was a massive game down in Gainesville, and then the second, and you're playing in that game, and then you get hurt week 2. Walk me through what that year was like for you, man. Having an injury like that when you knew you were going to be a big impact guy from jump.
Yeah, it was a very bad experience. You know, like my mental was down a little bit. You know, I had to check in on my family. They had to make sure I was good, but I already knew like that year was gonna be my year. Or I put my name really out there because, you know, I felt I got like bigger, stronger, faster that my freshman off season. So I just knew that year was the year. So, yeah.
Whenever when the season ended, obviously Corey came back to LSU. You go in the portal, you end up at LSU. What was your first year in Baton Rouge like? The last season, how would you characterize how that season was for you?
I had a similar deal with my sophomore year. I got hurt like the week we played Clemson. I messed up my hamstring bad. So coach really sat me out for like half of the season because he didn't want me to rush back and then get hurt again. I really thank him for that because, you know, you already know what it's like, and he didn't want me down and everything. So I started back getting my groove, like Texas A&M. That's when I like my first game back, and then from there I was gradually getting in the groove. Then Western Kentucky was like the first game I actually like got to really, you know, showcase my talents. And who else you played? Houston too.
Yeah, in the bowl game.
So it's just really about, you know, getting your body right and just taking care of yourself so you could, you know, do great on the field.
Did you get hurt? Did you hurt your hamstring in the indoor?
Yeah, we was doing one-on-ones.
I remember it.
Yeah.
I remember because we were in there watching that day.
Yeah.
And you kind of came up, and you came up a little limp.
Yeah.
So that's when that happened. Was before Clemson.
It was right before Clemson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man. Jakeem Jackson's hanging out in studio with us. We're glad to have you in studio hanging out too. So, I mean, did you after the season consider it all going back in the portal and leaving LSU?
Nah, it was really no point for real. Like I said, it was just about, you know, taking care of your body, stretching, getting stronger, like lower body wise. So that's all it was about.
Yeah, I think not even necessarily because of your injury, but just like because there was, Corey was obviously still here, but there was a coaching change. And I mean, right, the NCAA rules, like there's a coaching change, guys can go in the portal, you have your 15-day window or whatever it is. So, like, you know, I think it would have been natural to assume, you know, coaching change. It's typically when that happens for a lot of guys. Was it more about playing for Corey or more about being in the right spot at LSU? Like, what all went into that decision to stay?
Yeah, it was just like about Corey, Blake Baker. You know, we had a solid defense last year. So, and then I wanted to play in the same scheme. I like the scheme that we was in last year. And then when I found out the two would stand, then we was all good.
What'd you like about the scheme?
They put you in, like, predicaments, you know, to make plays, corner blitzes. We run a lot of man. We run a lot of cover 2 disguises to confuse the quarterback and everything. It's just a bunch of different stuff. Coach have you in the right place to make a play.
Yeah. You it's totally hypothetical, but like if Blake Baker, no, you're good, man. Get the ringtone on. If Blake Baker had taken that Tulane job, do you think you still would have stayed?
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah.
Coach Raymond was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have stayed.
Hey, you talked about it a little bit, Jakeem, but like, what is it about Corey that makes guys so loyal to him and want to play for him so badly?
Yeah, he just I don't know. You just gotta be around it to see. Like, he'll check up on you randomly. You know, he'll text you. We'll have dinners at his house. We'll go out to eat. We'll go bowling and stuff like that. It's just like, then he give you all the tools to become great. Like this all season, we used to go to yoga every Saturday, and then we used to like bond with each other. We used to what else we used to do? Pickleballing. We used to train all together, all the corners. Like, he always like have the room like all in one, so we all get close.
You like yoga?
Yeah, I like it. And we used to do Pilates too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like pickleball?
Yeah, it's straight. Yeah, it's straight.
So apparently Kiffin's like the big pickleball guy.
Yeah, I just seen the video today.
You haven't played with him yet?
Nah, not yet.
So he goes over to court to table like all the time and plays. Yeah. And apparently there's like a guy, see, this is what I've learned about him. Super competitive. Apparently there's like a guy that's like a pickleball, like a professional pickleball player that he gets to be his partner when he plays doubles, so he knows he's going to win. Because you know, he's a good athlete too, right? I mean, the guy was a college quarterback. And he's out there with like a professional pickle. So don't go out there and play against him, Jakeem, if he's got the other dude with him.
Yeah,
because he's stacking the deck against you.
Yeah, for sure.
or go be on his team is maybe what you got to do.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
like he's pretty cutthroat. It seems like, one to win all the time. Jakeem Jackson's hanging out in the studio with us. Let me do this, man. I'm gonna knock out a quick break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna finish up the hour with you. Got about 10 more minutes? Mm-hmm. Cool. We appreciate it. Jakeem Jackson, LSU cornerbacks in studio with us. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. Big shout out to Gordon as they have announced the annual Gordon Gives laptop giveaway. So every year around graduation, Gordon and his staff give away laptops or MacBooks to graduating seniors in Louisiana. If you're interested, go to gordonsgrads.com. Go to gordonsgrads.com. Go to gordonsgrads.com. That's the website where you can fill out the entry form if you want to learn more. So if you know someone that's graduating from high school and going to college, trade school, go to gordonsgrads.com to enter to win one of those MacBooks or Chromebooks or laptops, sort of as a help and a jump start into the next phase of your life. Again, go to gordonsgrads.com. It's Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Everything you need for a stunning garden is at the Plant Barn in Baton Rouge. From trees and shrubs to plants and pottery, the Plant Barn has it all at great prices. Visit us today on Valley Street, right off Perkins Road in South Downs.
I have no doubt that Our Lady of the Lake will keep me healthy. They make sure to do whatever they can in their power to make sure that we're 100%. They're constantly giving us resources, giving us advice on what to do. I think that just really helps us be the best players that we can be.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
No, dude. He doesn't play stuff like this. He literally played this today at practice. Jakeem Jackson's in studio with us. We had a conversation there during the break about the playlist at practice. So you mean you're not feeling Belinda Carlisle?
No. No. I done trash.
All right. Will anybody challenge him to change up the playlist?
I mean, if we all go as one and tell him, he probably will.
I don't know, dude. Jakeem, I get the sense that like Lane don't care. Like it's his playlist. He's gonna play what he wants.
Yeah. And the crazy part is the same songs each period. Like for instance, 707. Every time we do 707, it's a Lady Gaga song. It's like it's stuff like that. You feel me? Yeah. This period, Taylor Swift is the same one every day.
Do y'all like having music at practice?
Yeah, we do. The kid was, amped up, like turned up, fired up.
It's good energy, but also like I think kind of simulating like crowd noise and stuff. It's gonna be loud in the stadium when you're playing a game. Dude, it's just so funny. Like I don't mind. Just on a personal taste level, like I don't mind some of the stuff he plays, but I'm just thinking these 20-year-old football players cannot be. Cannot be.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna be interested to see if y'all do sort of get together and go have a convo. Yeah. Do you think it's gonna take like a little while, like a little more getting used to before someone will go ask him, or do you need to get like Whit to go ask him?
Yeah, probably Whit. Probably for sure.
Whit could ask him.
Yeah.
But if Whit got the aux cord, what's Whit playing?
Oh, I don't even know. I mean, Whit plays some young boy a little bit. He surprised me with that.
All right.
I don't know who he'll play though. For sure.
All right. If Jakeem gets the aux cord, what are we playing?
I'm playing Lil Baby, Young Boy, Raw Wave. I'm playing all the little rappers. Bossman D-Lo. I'm playing all the rappers.
That would feel a little more appropriate for a football practice with a bunch of young guys. That would,
yeah.
Hey man, what do you think? Like, it's only 4 practices in, but like, how do you think it's going so far through 4 practices?
Now it's going good. Iron sharpen iron. Like some days, I feel like we won like the past 3 days. Oh my bad.
You good, man?
I feel like we won the last 3 days. So I feel like we both getting better, like offense and the defense. So it's going very good right now.
You know what's a bunch of us talk about this, like the media that gets to go out there and watch a little bit. When we go watch the offense or whatever, and you go watch the receivers, I have to have a roster.
Yeah.
Because everybody's new.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're learning all these guys. So, from your perspective, when y'all go to team periods, which we don't get to see, who do you think is standing out so far among the receivers so far? Like, or who do you get matched up against the most?
The only receiver, probably Jackson, number 4.
Yeah.
He gave me some good work. Jace Brown, Trey Brown, probably Malik, number 88. The boys give you good work, for real.
Who's the Who's the fastest receiver?
I say Jace, probably Jace.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different from last year.
What do you mean it's different from last year?
Like last year, it was like a track meet I practiced every day.
Yeah.
This year, it's like you could run with him.
Who's best at so far? You think of like changing direction?
Jace.
Okay.
So.
What about hands?
Hands.
From what you've seen,
I say probably Malik, number 88. He a big body receiver. He kind of strong. He got good strong hands. Make a lot of contested catches.
They you think that group looks pretty good so far?
Yeah, they coming along real good. They just got to keep working. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you about a guy in your position group who we're getting to see for the first time is Haven Finney, right? I mean, it's a freshman who's reclassed and an early enrollee. So he's 4. This guy should be a junior right now in high school, right? Yeah. So he reclassed. So he was going to be a 27 guy, reclassed at 26, and graduated early. So he should be in like the spring semester of his junior year. Yeah. So like that's a young guy, 4 practices in. What do you think of him so far?
Nah, he coming along real good. That's my boy. He still developing, but he gonna be a very good player. He been making a lot of plays so far, and we are glad that he a part of our room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about what's it like having so many new teammates, right? Because, you have 40 guys in the portal, 20 guys in the high school class. There's so much turnover. Like, we know it's hard to keep up with. What's it like for you?
Yeah, it's a good feeling, good opportunity to meet new people, grow connection with them and grow a brotherhood. So, yeah, it's good to have new people and feel out their vibe and see who he is as a person.
I want to ask you about the quarterbacks, too, because, you got to go defend against them, right? You're guarding receivers and there's quarterbacks thrown against you. So I'm asking you about each of them, and just give me, if you would, a thought. And I guess you don't get to go against Sam Levitt, right, because he's not doing team stuff right now?
Yeah, but I think he throwed on one-on-ones, but...
Oh, so the one-on-ones. Okay,
yeah.
We don't get to see that, though. But he's not doing 11 on 11.
Nah.
So what do you think of Sam Levitt so far?
Nah, I feel like he good. He throw good balls. Like one-on-ones today, he threw a good ball on me. Back shoulders, over the shoulders. Like, when they run curl routes, he throw it, like, on the outside of them for only the receiver to catch it. So he got a pretty good arm.
What about Husan?
Husan? Oh yeah, he throw it. He could throw it. Like, he could launch it for real. He can run.
He's got a weird delivery though, right?
Yeah.
The first time I saw him throw was at practice, and he's kind of got that 3/4 thing. But boy, he gets out quick.
He do side arms and yeah.
What about Landon Clark?
Yeah, him too. He can run. He run fast. He do side arms, no look passes. They all got good arms for real. They could throw for real.
So when we were out there, we got to watch that first. What do y'all call it? Like that first period when y'all come outside and it's the first offense, first defense, and y'all are going fast, right?
It's called Fast 6.
So Fast 6, it's 6 plays.
6 plays.
Okay, it makes sense. Okay, because I charted the 6 plays today. One of the play, I think it was the second play. Landon scrambled a little bit. Like it was good coverage, and he stepped up and darted left. And I think he probably would have gone 70 yards on that play if there was no, if they weren't trying to hurry up and get to the next play. Do you know what happened on that play?
Nah, I don't know. I think it was
you were on the other side.
I
of the
was on
field.
the other side.
Yeah,
I just seen him take off. I'm like, dang,
dude, he was gone, bro.
He can run too. He fast.
Surprisingly
fast,
and I haven't seen him play, so I don't mean for that to sound insulting. Like I would think he would be slow, but you don't think of a quarterback being someone with wheels that's just going to jet and take off like that and hit that gear. We got about a minute or so. What else is going on with you, man? I know it's season and it's school, but what else are you into? What else you got going on?
Like in my life? Or
yeah, man. Got NIL stuff going on or anything that you need to talk about? Any businesses or any partnerships or anything?
Dang, that's a good question. Now, I just been, focused on the importance, like my mom say, taking care of my body. That's really the main part of this year that I'm gonna be on top of. Like health is wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So yeah, that's the only thing I'm really focused on right now.
Well, dude, we wish you good health, man.
Yes,
I know you had some injury luck the last couple of seasons, man, but it was great to see you out there running with the ones today, and looking forward to a really good season with the Tigers. And good success here for the rest of spring practice, man. Jakeem Jackson, thank you for coming in studio, man.
Appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
it's our pleasure. All right, it's after further review. We're going to knock out, quick break, get Sports Center here at the top of the hour. Appreciate Jakeem for coming in. When we come back, Lane Kiffin did meet with reporters after practice today. We'll let you hear a little more of what Lane had to say. A new mock draft is out for 2026. We'll get to that in a bit and also preview LSU Southern from Out at the Box. It's a Tuesday edition of AFR. We're powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Hour 3 is coming up right after Sports Center, so stick around with us here on a Tuesday edition of AFR.
AFR.
Take 60 seconds to remind you about Shaw Bill's Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com with locations all over South Louisiana. You know where to find them, ShawBillsTire.com. You can find that location nearest you at ShawBillsTire.com. So go to ShawBillsTire.com. And remember, our friends over at Shaw Bills are going to take great care of you as always. So get to the website if you want to schedule service. You can do that online. Get to the website if you want to shop tires. You can do that as well. It's Shaw Bill's Tire and Auto Service. So make sure that you get on by Shaw Bills. Listen, if you need that oil change, you need your tires rotated, they can help with anything you have going on your vehicle. If you need to get that thing right, especially here for a lot of people, maybe with Easter weekend ahead, if you're going to be hitting the road, you need to get something taken care of with your vehicle, they can help you over at Shaw Bills. So schedule service online, shop tires online. They're going to sell you name brand tires at wholesale prices. It's Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
The Cane's Box Combo, a symphony of flavors. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
At Parrish, we bring the same commitment to your home that champions bring to the game.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm
Christine Lisi. 15-time major golf champion Tiger Woods pleaded not guilty in his DUI case in Florida hours after a sheriff's report said he had pain pills in his pocket and showed signs of impairment at the scene of last week's crash. Woods also waived his appearance during next month's arraignment hearing. Amid the will they or won't they debate regarding the Eagles' potential trade of A.J. Brown, the coach of a top suitor for the veteran receiver commented on the matter at the NFL annual meeting today. New England's Mike Vrabel said the Patriots will try to do everything they can to strengthen their roster. He and Brown do have a connection from their Titans days, notes ESPN NFL front office insider Mike Tannenbaum.
A.J. Brown had a ton of success with Mike Vrabel in Tennessee. New England needs a frontline receiver. They're in a win-now mode with a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract. So to me, that could make sense as well. So I think this story has a long way to go before we really know how it ends.
NFL owners approved an extensive contingency plan to centralize officiating in the event of a work stoppage as negotiations continue on a labor deal with the NFL Referees Association.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Taylor Sharp. You sir. And Mr. Toby Tomplin. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. Thanks to Jakeem Jackson for hanging out in studio with us there just a bit ago. Shea Dixon was here in hour 1 talking a little Cruton. We will get to Matt Miller's updated mock draft and LSU Southern preview in baseball out at the box as soon as the lineups are posted here in about half an hour or so. We'll get to them. So glad to have you hanging out with us on this Tuesday edition of AFR. So the football Tigers are back on the practice field today. We opened up the show with a practice report of the notable newsworthy items. Stephylan Green, the defensive lineman from Clemson who had not been present the first 3 workouts, was present on Tuesday. That was good to see. We did see another change with the first-team defense at tackle. Deuce Gerald's remained in there, but in the last 3 practices, Thursday, it was Richard Anderson. Saturday, it was Malik Blockton, the Auburn transfer. Today, it was Don McKinley running with Deuce Gerald's with the first team at defensive tackle. After practice, I did ask Lane Kiffin to confirm what we reported over the weekend over at LouisianaSports.net, which was torn ACL for Gabe Relaford and the impact of Relaford's injury on that room. This is what Lane Kiffin said.
That's a difficult injury, really challenging for him after missing time last year. He was doing a great job. Again, kind of like the way I view that position, like receivers, if you're going to be really good, because play counts are up nowadays, and as you look at the conference, it used to be kind of fast and it slowed down a little bit offensively. If you look at like last year, there weren't really many up-tempo teams. And now you kind of have this swing back. So to me, even more than ever, to have multiple defensive ends that can rush and that can play snaps to play against that tempo, this was a significant loss for us. He has a really good future here, and we were really excited about how he was performing.
I thought the most interesting part of that, and he did obviously sort of validate one of the things that I had been told over the weekend. We shared with you on Monday, which was Relaford had an awesome offseason. He's a great team guy. And some of the staff members that I spoke to over the weekend who had been here pointed out, man, like you'd come up on any given day and Relaford's in the weight room working out by himself. You go into the indoor and Relaford's in there doing defensive end drills by himself. He's in there getting his treatment, coming back from the shoulder surgery. So he'd worked so hard really attacking this offseason to come back. So it's so disappointing. And Lane sort of talked there about how important he is and has been, was going to be, the type of season he was going to have, and has a really bright future. So we hope the best for Gabe, man. A quick recovery, and hopefully he can get back in there. But I thought what was also interesting is you heard Lane say that, like, actually teams have slowed down, which I thought I'd love to. I tried to get a follow-up, and I didn't get the mic again because I wanted to ask him about that as a follow-up, because I would love to see statistics on that to see if we are actually seeing offenses slow down intentionally, which, man, one of the things I probably should have asked Jakeem about with him in studio, and we talked about off air, we didn't talk about it on air, but he's like, man, they're so defensively, they're so gassed because the tempo on offense that they're going against every day is so fast. That's something Kiffin talked about last week when he said that the tempo is great conditioning for the offense, but it's also preparing the defense because this is the fastest tempo they're going to see all year. So inadvertently, I think he kind of stumbled into that. But really, I thought the theme to Lane Kiffin's availability today was creating habits and consistency, which is, I think, what you could tell that he's really gunning for right now. Like, play number 8, Muse, he was asked, this was the one that really kind of stood out to me, because he was asked, if they're on schedule. You're 4 workouts in on spring. So, I mean, you have so long to go before you get to the start of the season on Labor Day weekend. But he was asked, are you on schedule right now?
I don't know that I really look at it that way. I just really look at each day, like, how are we doing? It's kind of like when people want to be into goals, like how many wins and where are you at this point? I look at it more of like, okay, not goals, habits. How are we creating habits that are going to lead us into getting to numbers that everybody wants? So I don't really set those things. I think that their attitude, their energy, the way that they're approaching it has been really good. But this would be no matter what with me. I wish there was more execution going on, especially offensively in the passing game. But again, you got all these new pieces. It's basically like an expansion team on offense. It's going to take some time. Now, before fans get mad, I didn't say years. It's just going to take some time.
What does that sound like? Not the joke at the end, but what does that sound like? I'm not setting goals. I'm talking about habits and attitude and energy. What does that sound like? Sounds a lot like Nick Saban. Not talking about goals, not talking about the scoreboard, not talking about stats, talking about habits, attitude, energy. Control those things. Those are all things that Saban would scream about. And then I thought if there was one line in the entirety of the press conference that, for me, I jotted it down in my notebook, and I wanted to ask a follow-up on that as well, but again, didn't get the mic again. But that last line before he said, you're telling fans I'm not talking about years, but he said, the one thing I would like is more execution, in particular from our offense. And I can understand how, if you're a guy that has coached high-level offense for a long time, 4 practices in with a completely new offense. I mean, keep in mind, Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss know this offense. None of these players, except Devin Harper and Winnie Watkins, know this offense. And both of them are running with the ones right now. But your 3 quarterbacks, it's new. The dozen new receivers, it's new. Your running backs, it's new. It's new for all of them. So they're all trying to play at warp speed in an offense they don't know. And I think that is contributing to maybe some of the, I want to call it sloppy play. I'm struggling to find an adjective. As he said, the lack of execution. And so I think as that refines over the next 11 practices in spring, I'll be really interested in that part of it. Now, Lane was also asked about the quarterbacks specifically, like an update on the quarterbacks.
Basically like everything in life, there's a cost and there's a benefit to everything that happens. And so, obviously we would love to have Sam and love to have him taking all the team reps fully healthy, but because he's not, it benefits them. And they've done a really good job with that. And it makes them show up because now they're up there with the ones. But it's been challenging for Sam. He's extremely competitive, so I know it bothers him that he can't do more, and that's a really good thing.
I will say maybe this is just what's rooted in expectation, because when Sam Leavitt took his visit to LSU, his portal visit, his transfer visit, that it was going exceptionally well, and then until it wasn't, when Damon Williams looked like he was going in the portal, and we know how that all played out. But one of the things that I was told is there was real concern on LSU side about Leavitt's Lisfranc, and they didn't know really the severity until he showed up. And when you hear that, it kind of becomes this thing where you wonder, okay, well, like, what actually is he going to be able to do? And then I'd been told they expected him to throw and do 7-on-7 work in spring, but he wasn't going to do any of the team stuff. And so for me to go out there for 4 practices and to see Sam Leavitt throwing in all of the one-on-ones and you doing quarterback and receiver timing drills and throwing to the tight ends, and when they're changing stations, he's jogging. He's not a full sprint and not really challenging, but he's jogging on the field. I mean, he's not walking with a limp. I mean, there's nothing noticeable there. So clearly he wants to be smart about coming back from his injury and foot surgery. But maybe considering what my expectation was, it kind of feels like Leavitt is, for me anyway, just my expectation based on the conversations and what was known publicly, it feels like he's trending in a really good direction to get back. So I think that part of it is maybe the good part, or the positive, which is to say Sam Leavitt will have an opportunity throwing with the receivers to develop timing and consistency and rapport and all that stuff, which I think is paramount. And he can still take all the mental reps. He can get on the VR machine and go take all the mental reps to learn this offense right now throughout spring, even if he's not out there running the 11-on-11s. So an interesting day out there at LSU. The Tigers are back practicing again on Thursday, and we do have media availability Thursday. They're supposed to practice again on Saturday. As I understand it, they're supposed to go into Tiger Stadium on Saturday, but we are not as of now. The media does not have any availability as of now on Saturday. If that changes, I will certainly let you know. And as much as Lane gives us availability, we'll go. It was interesting, too. He started his press conference when he walked in. And he said, I know this is new and want to help you guys do your jobs. And if you have any feedback, let me know or let Michael know, and Michael Bonnet. And he was basically asking us, do you want to see more practice? And I'm like, we're all kind of looking around going did he just ask us if we want to see more practice? Yeah, of course we do. I'd love to say the whole time. So I don't know. That may change. We'll see. But we're all learning too, covering Lane Kiffin's program. So it's his program. It's his prerogative to let us see as little or as much as he wants. So whatever access they give, we're grateful for it, and we'll certainly give you reports as we have the opportunity. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. 9 locations all across Louisiana. 2 in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport. Online at LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Jen's thinking about popping the question. Or maybe you have an anniversary coming up. Look, a lot of people get married in the spring because the weather's so nice, which means you have anniversaries in the spring. Maybe your anniversary is coming up. Maybe it's a milestone anniversary. Maybe you'd love to give her a beautiful ring, earrings, necklace, pendant, watch, bracelets. So many awesome opportunities to thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. She'll be thrilled. You'll be a hero. And Lee Michaels can make it happen. LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com. All right, it's AFR. Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Jimmy will be here in about 30 minutes for Autalocks. We'll look forward to that, find out what we're betting on tonight. The picks are already posted at louisianasports.net if you want to go get them right now. When we come back, Matt Miller at ESPN has a new mock draft out. Want to go through what he has for the Saints with their first 2 picks. A very familiar name is joining the College Football Playoff Selection Committee. We'll get your preview of LSU Southern from the box here in about 15 minutes as well. Ton to do and glad you're here. It's AFR.
After Further Review.
If you are thinking about putting in that pool, your own outdoor oasis, your backyard paradise, you want Duplessis Builders. DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. That's the website, DuplessisBuilders.net. See, at Duplessis Builders, they don't ever cut corners. Derek says it often. He'd rather walk away from a job than cut corners and deliver a product that's not to their standard. You see, when your standard is build a premium product that will last, and the credibility you put behind that is a 10-year workmanship warranty, you don't have the option of cutting corners. Duplessis Builders is going to build you a beautiful pool like so many pool companies can. The difference is they're going to build you a premium pool that will last with a 10-year workmanship warranty. So check them out online, DuplessisBuilders.net. That's DuplessisBuilders.net.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at Decision Critical.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She likes the way it's pulling while we're tilling up her land. She's even kind of crazy about my farmer's tan. She's the only one who really understands what gets me. She thinks my tractor's sexy.
We are in full-on mock draft season. What are we, about 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away from the NFL draft? We're 3 weeks away from the NFL draft or 4 weeks away from the NFL draft? I know it's that weekend, the 24th. It's April 24th, so today, don't worry, I got it. 1, 2, 3 weeks. We're 3 weeks away from the NFL draft. 3 weeks from Thursday. So you better believe we're going to see lots of mock drafts populating now. Matt Miller over at ESPN has a new 7-round mock draft. He's got Mendoza going 1, no surprise. Arvell Reese, 2 to the Jets. Francis Maui-Noah, 3 to Arizona. Jeremiah Love, 4 to the Titans. Caleb Downs, 5 to the Giants. Talk about this often, man. Whenever you start to see positions that the Saints are not going to draft go ahead of where the Saints pick, that's a win because it means a player you might draft drops to you. What's maybe a bit disappointing is the next 2 picks are 2 players that the Saints theoretically would be targeting. It's got Carnell Tate, the receiver from Ohio State, going 6, and then Mansour Delane from LSU going 7 to the Washington Commanders. So there's one very prominent name on the board that hadn't been called as of that point, and it's David Bailey, the edge from Texas Tech, and that's where Matt Miller has the Saints going with the 8th overall pick. So, listen, I think as we kind of narrow this down, it's pretty easy, I think, when you start to pinpoint what New Orleans is going to be looking for. And yes, value is one of those things. I don't think you're necessarily drafting a position. I think you're looking for who's going to be the highest rated player, who's going to be the highest rated player on your board when you pick at 8. And the Saints need an edge. They need cornerback. They need receiver. I think those 3 needs are even interchangeable. Like, I could make the argument for any of them. But if David Bailey's on the board at 8 and the Saints have him graded as the second best, I'm just hypothetically, right? The second best player in the draft. Even if you feel like corner is a bigger need, you're taking David Bailey without any hesitation. And if you can pair David Bailey with Chase Young, now you're cooking with oil or cooking with grease or whatever it's called, however the saying goes. Because I don't know if Cam Jordan's back, number one. Even if he is, I'm not sure he's going to be able to replicate the production that he had. And you invested in Carl Granderson, but he wasn't great last year. And you tried to go this route by drafting the edge rusher out of Notre Dame who flamed out in 2 years. So if you can go get an elite level edge rusher, like if you can go get the Micah Parsons, right? The Myles Garrett. I'm not saying Bailey would be that, but if you feel like whoever is the best edge rusher in the draft, and that position is on the board at 8, he's the best one, you take him without hesitation. So, yeah, I would be perfectly fine with Bailey. But that does mean you have other needs then that are still lingering. Most notably what we just said, receiver and cornerback. So, one of the players who took a visit to New Orleans and the Saints worked out this week, or last week that we talked about, was Zachariah Branch, the wide receiver out of Georgia, and that's where Matt Miller has the Saints going at 42. Taking Branch, who not only would be your big, deep threat receiver who could blow the top off, but remember, the other really interesting thing about Zachariah Branch is you'd also be talking about a guy that could help you in the return game. So, Branch, having lost, or traded, I should say, Rashid Shaheed last year, and while Shaheed is still a free agent, the fact that you lost that big playability and the help in the return game with Shaheed, a guy like Zachariah Branch checks both of those boxes instantly. So we said the 3 biggest needs that the Saints have would be edge rusher, corner, and receiver in whatever order. Well, according to this mock draft, they would have knocked out edge rusher in round 1, receiver in round 2. Naturally, 73rd overall, Traden Stukes, cornerback out of Arizona, ran a 4.33 in the 40, and that's who Matt Miller has the Saints pulling the trigger on there in round 3. So, listen, if the Saints, and I don't know that, look, the draft seldom ever goes the exact way you think it will. Whenever you're trying to do this, it's the best laid plans, right? And this mock draft, the 7-round mock, doesn't have trades in it. So there's always going to be some of those things that those are variables that are going to work into the draft that we don't know yet. But if the Saints end up using their top 3 picks and using their top 3 picks on an edge rusher, a receiver, and a cornerback, I think I would come out of day 2 of the draft feeling really good about where the Saints are if that's where they decide to go with their top 3 picks. Just a couple of the other picks here in the 7-round mock. In round 4, they have the Saints taking Jalen Farmer. He's an offensive guard out of Kentucky. I think we're all kind of looking at depth on the interior. They still need a backup center after Luke Fortner left here in free agency, so they certainly need help on the interior of the offensive line. I don't know that's necessarily guard, but they may do there. In round 5, Tim Keenum, the defensive tackle out of Alabama. They have going to New Orleans. Keenum is a big body guy who can give you a push from the interior. They have Jonah Coleman, the running back from Washington, later in round 5, going to the Saints. And in 6, offensive tackle Emil Wagner out of Virginia. Out of Notre Dame, forgive me. Out of Notre Dame, I can't tell you a thing about him, but Notre Dame typically and traditionally has produced pretty good offensive linemen. We've talked about a good bit over the years. And then in round 7, the pick he's got in 7 for New Orleans is, forgive me, I lost it. Oh, wait, the Saints don't have a 7th round pick, so they traded their 7th round pick. That's right. That's why I lost it. So anyway, we're 3 weeks from Thursday to the start of the NFL draft, and we'll see plenty more mock drafts that come out, but I feel mostly with respect to the Saints in this draft season, like at 8, I don't need a position specifically. I'm okay taking the best player available as long as you get top 10 positional value, meaning you take a guy at that position because you're not going to be able to get that caliber of player at that position outside of the top 10. And it's not a quarterback, an offensive lineman, a safety, unless if Caleb Downs is on the board. Like, I'd be okay taking Caleb Downs, but other than that, I think it's got to be receiver. I don't want a running back, but I think that ship sailed. If you end up going receiver, cornerback, edge, any of those 3, I'd feel really good about that pick with the Saints at 8, with the options that would seem to be on the board for New Orleans there. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. southpointvw.com. Remember, today is the last day of the month. Today is the last day of the month, which means today is your last opportunity to go take advantage of that amazing deal on a brand new 2026 Volkswagen Atlas. 0% for 60 months. That's 5 years. 0% for 60 months and $1,000 customer cash back on a brand new 2026 Atlas. That's only through the end of the month, which is today. That $1,000 customer bonus and 0% for 60 months. Get it now at South Point Volkswagen. Instead of going home, go to South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? We're gonna grab a break here in a second. We'll come back and we'll take a look at the starting lineup for LSU and Southern tonight out at the box. But we did find out that Gus Malzahn and Jeff Tedford, along with UL Lafayette Athletic Director Brian Maggard, they're joining the College Football Playoff Selection Committee. Malzahn retired from coaching. It was Florida State's offensive coordinator most recently, retired after this season. He'd been the head coach at UCF for 4 years prior to that. Chris Ault, Jeff Long, David Saylor, they all rotate off. They term off of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee. Part of me looks at adding Malzahn and Tedford as a good thing. Guys that coach at a high level and really successful and credible and respected coaches and voices. I also can't help but think, what if you're a Miami fan and the guy that was just Florida State's offensive coordinator is going to be in that room making decisions about the playoff? What if you're an Alabama fan and the former Auburn coach is in there making decisions about the playoff? Like, that's unsettling. And as much as we may want to think that the second you step in that room, you remove bias, bias is innately human. Like, we are all humans and we all have bias. no matter how hard you try to rid yourself of that bias, we all have bias. And I think this exercise continues to underscore why using a committee to determine this is so stupid. And I long for the day that we can come to an agreed upon power ranking system to seed the field so none of this is rooted in bias. I'm not telling you computer rankings or a metric is always going to get it right. What I'm telling you is a computer ranking or a metric will be void of bias, of human bias. And everybody going into the season will know what the metric is, so there is no moving target. Like, I have stopped watching those stupid Tuesday selection ranking shows because it's pointless. It doesn't matter what they do in the precedent they set for the 5-6 weeks leading up to the final rankings, because they're going to do whatever they want anyway, regardless of what precedent they set with their previous rankings. I think we've all come to understand how stupid this committee is, how flawed a process this is. And I wish Gus Malzahn and Jeff Tedford and Brian Maggard all the best. I hope they do a great job. I just don't trust that they will. And I don't think it's because they're bad people. I just think this is an impossible task that you're asking humans to do. So we'll continue having these arguments until you find a better way, which is an obvious way too. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a break. We'll come back. Look for the starting lineup. LSU and Southern, they're going to play out at Alec Box Stadium tonight. Give you a thought on the Tigers and the Jags. Let you hear from Jay Johnson, who previewed the game on his coach's show on Monday night. We'll do that, and we'll get to Jimmy in about 15 minutes for Outer Locks. It's AFR.
After further review.
We're brought by the Watermark in the Renaissance. Watermark Downtown, Renaissance, Southtown. The Watermark's Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. Actually, I was leaving LSU football practice today, and one of the parents of a player who lives out of state, who came to LSU from out of state, the parents are here to watch spring practice. Their younger child is on spring break, and so they all flew here to spend time with their son who's on the team. We were at practice. Anyway, I was like, what are y'all saying? So Watermark Downtown, Watermark Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge's premier hotel property is Watermark Baton Rouge. The original high-rise in downtown Baton Rouge, the old Louisiana National Bank building, it is the premier luxury hotel in Baton Rouge. It's a great place to stay if you have people coming in from out of town for a baseball series, start to plan your football weekends. Easy proximity to LSU's campus from downtown, right there on the corner of 3rd and Convention. You could hop down from Nicholson straight into LSU's campus. You got to check it out if you've never been. It's Watermark Baton Rouge.
I definitely trust the lake to take care of my body. Being the smallest person on the court, I just have to be in a lot better shape than everyone else, just being quicker and faster. Just having that trust on and off the court is going to help you win a lot more games.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you.
Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She says she's got a dream, and I ask what it is. She wants a little farm and a yard full of kids, and one more teeny-weeny ride before I take her home.
We got a little breaking news from the recruiting world. Hayes Fawcett has put this out there. 5-star edge Zion Forstall out of IMG Academy. Of course, if you're not familiar, New Orleans Jesuit. Who left Jesuit to go to IMG Academy just a bit ago, has now committed to Texas A&M. So a little bit of a bummer, man. Number 2 edge in the class of 2027. He is he's headed to Aggie land, at least for now. Long way to go until December with the signing period. But that's a Louisiana kid who's at IMG Academy, and looks like now he's headed to A&M. As we say it often, you never want to lose great players from in-state and let them get away. But if they do, which is unavoidable, it's going to happen from time to time, you'd rather them go places that you're never going to have to see them again. We always give the example of, the late Joe McKnight going to Southern Cal. As much as that sucked, being at the Bayou Bash that day, and Joe McKnight coming out in that sort of burgundy sweater, knowing what that meant, that he was going to Southern Cal, or garnet, whatever color you want to call it. At least you knew you were never going to have to play him. When you lose guys from Louisiana that go to the schools in the SEC, that stings. So Zion Forstall from Jesuit, I guess IMG via Jesuit, who's now committed to Texas A&M for the class of 2027. All right, it's after further review. We did have Shay here with us earlier today. If you missed the interview with Shay, you can catch it on demand, AFR On Demand, presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time at golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org. We talked about a lot with Shay, including updates on Albert Simeon, Ahmad Hudson, who both recently been on LSU's campus during spring, and host of about a dozen different recruits who are all on campus this weekend for LSU's spring practice. So if you missed that conversation with Shay, you can go check it out. All right, we'll talk to let's hear from Jay Johnson previewing the Southern game here in just a quick second. We are brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. We're waiting on the lineup to be posted. Hopefully LSU posted here shortly. But we're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com. You want to see 2020, call 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center. Dr. Blake Williamson, his great staff, do awesome work. I cannot recommend highly enough that you give the Williamson Eye Center a call and you go for that consultation. No matter your age or your refractive issue. Maybe you're nearsighted and doctors have told you for years you're not a candidate for LASIK. Okay. What about EVO ICL? That's the ICL, implantable contact lens. Let the Williamson Eye Center and Dr. Blake Williamson tell you about that. Determine if you're a candidate for EVO ICL, which is a reversible procedure as an alternative to LASIK. It's the Williamson Eye Center. You want to ditch the contacts and glasses forever. Live a life where you wake up in the morning and you see 2020. It can be your reality. The Williamson Eye Center did it for me. They can do it for you. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. All right, it is after further review. Jay Johnson on his radio show Monday kind of previewed the Southern game.
They always compete hard. They had a good weekend this weekend. They won 2 out of 3. They beat McNeese last Tuesday night, who beat us. So going to be another challenge. And, for our team, being able to turn the page, not just during a game into the next inning, but between games, that's something I want to see us improve at. And after a, highly charged emotional win yesterday, they need to do that. This is an important game. It may not seem like it on the surface or historical or traditional like baseball at LSU, but for this team this season, this is a very important game.
One more from Jay Johnson. He was asked how the pitching may line up against Southern in this game tonight.
It'll be treated like a conference game from a pitching standpoint with what is best available and what's best available during the game and throughout the game. I like that because it means you're developing a lot of guys. And, our 3 freshman pitchers, Marcos Paz, Reagan Rickens, Zion Theophilus, I'm really happy with how they're throwing the ball right now. So I'm sure they'll be a part of it. I want to get Jaden Newt back on the mound. The 4 lefties, it was good. Danny Lackenmeyer had a couple appearances, and I think he's a guy we can use more. Cooper, Ethan, DJ Primo, I'd like to get back out there. Connor Binge got us an out yesterday. So you may see a very similar template to Sunday.
They used 8 pitchers on Sunday. What Jay Johnson's telling you is, unless if the offense gets going and they run rule this thing, be prepared to be at the box for a long time. You might be at the box for an even longer time. Muse just told me that John Eads has a tweet up that there's a tarp on the field. So out at the box, I don't. Is it even raining? Is it raining outside? We don't.
I can't tell. We can never tell in here.
Can you just go stick your head out?
I can do that.
I know you don't know unless you go stick your head out the window. Anyway, so John Eads did put up a tweet. So the tarp is on the field. This is from about 30 minutes ago. I don't know if it's still on the field. Maybe we can get word from someone out there at the box. But so we'll see. That might delay the start of the game. We have not gotten word. And I'll tell you, as with our sister station, Eagle 98.1 being an affiliate of the LSU, or the flagship of the LSU Sports Radio Network, if there is going to be a delay, they'll obviously let the affiliates know, so we'll be able to pass it along to you if we find it out here in the next 18 minutes. What you got, me?
Can confirm rain. It is raining outside. Now the sun is out, so
it's amazing what happens when we actually go look.
It might not last long here, but it is raining.
Okay, so rain and if you're not familiar, our studios, as the crows fly, 3 miles from the box.
Sure, we'll go with that. Yeah, takes about 10 minutes to get there,
depending on traffic.
Yeah.
So I said as the crows fly.
3 miles
as the crow flies.
As the crow flies.
As the crow flies.
Yeah.
3
I like that saying.
So you don't have to go down Government to the New Valleys, hook the left, and then weave your way. Just as the crow flies. Just draw a straight line. If you're a crow. I don't know why we go with the crow either. Why not as the hummingbird flies?
Small bird. Crow's much bigger.
As the eagle flies.
That'd be sick.
Especially
bigger. In America.
Even bigger than a crow.
Yeah.
Is an eagle.
I like that. Well, let's change it. Let's change it ourselves. As the eagle flies.
As the vulture flies.
Kind of the same thing as a crow. Kind of.
Not really at all.
That kind of is.
A lot bigger.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing.
No. A crow and a vulture is not the same thing.
I said kinda.
No.
Aren't they both blackbirds?
A vulture, a crow is a blackbird.
Yeah, but isn't a vulture as well?
Vultures are not all black. And they're definitely not the same. Or even kind of the same. That's a weird thing to say.
There's 23 species of vulture, including condors.
Not a crow.
Not a crow. Different bird entirely.
All together. If you're someone who would feast on dead animals and roadkill, this day is for you. This is not a crow.
It's not a crow.
It's a different bird altogether. IYK.
Yeah, there it is. IYK. Yes, indeed. Oh, we have a lineup.
There's a veiled reference to Les Miles's infamous Columbus Day rant. I can't call it a rant, whatever you want to call that.
Soliloquy.
let's go with the lineup so we can save ourselves from the stupid segment. Then we can get on and talk to Otter, let him make his picks, and we can all go about our day. All right, here you go. Lineups posted. Stanfield, Brown, Cerna DHing. So Aaron Beatty is back. Jay talked about that last night. They expected to have Aaron Beatty back. That's great to see. So Stanfield, Brown, Cerna, Curiel, York, Pearson, Milam, Dardar, Aaron Beatty. So what you need to know in that one, of course, is that Aaron Beatty's catching. Dardar's back at second base. Cerna will DH. He'll continue to be in the lineup. They're sticking with York at first, obviously, and no reason to move Pearson off at third. So not getting anybody new work in that lineup tonight except having Aaron Beatty back, which is a great thing. And as you heard Jay say there, he wanted to get Jaden Newt back on the mound, so he'll take care of that from jump, giving Jaden Newt the start. So get the veteran start instead of going with Reagan Ricken, the young guy who we've seen the past couple of weeks out there in the midweek. So Stanfield, Brown, Cerna, Curiel, York, Pearson, Milam, Dardar, Aaron Beatty is how the Tigers line it up tonight against Southern. 6:30 scheduled first pitch. We'll see if there are any delays. If we learn of any delays, we'll pass it on to you. But as of right now, I have not gotten word of that. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're with us here. Our Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. We're not going to break and wrap it up next with Auto Locks. Jimmy will be here. Stick around.
AFR.
Okay, it's time. It's time to call River City's 1 Hour Air. It's time to get your preseason AC tune-up. Tell you about it every year because you should do this every single year without exception. If you can't remember the last time you had your preseason AC tune-up, you are past due because, like I just said, you should do this every single year. You want to extend the life of your AC unit? Do your seasonal maintenance. You want to take potentially small issues and prevent them from becoming very big, very expensive issues? Do your AC tune-up. And you mentioned the Moscona Special. They'll knock $30 off the price just for mentioning the show. I always, always, always recommend you join their maintenance club because when you're a part of their membership club, the seasonal maintenance is complimentary. So they will contact you to set up your heater safety check and your AC tune-up, and it's free whenever you're part of their membership club at River City's 1 Hour Air.
At Raising Cane's, we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, and salt every fry. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride.
I've been telling you River Parish Contractors is looking for you. They just recently were awarded 4 new jobs, and so they need people. You can go to the website, rpcontractors.com, rpcontractors.com, River Parish Contractors, rpcontractors.com. Hit the Apply tab at the top of the Apply Now. And I want to remind you, the shop is in reserve, but they have work on both sides of the river, like Plaquemine, Donaldsonville, and Geismar. So I know right now there's a lot of people who are really struggling with traffic on the West Bank. And some people said it takes them 3 hours to get home. You don't have to worry about that if you're working for River Parish Contractors. And also, with their 32,000 square foot shop, with overtime, there's no rainouts and zero traffic. rpcontractors.com.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Tuesday edition of AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. We got one thing left to do. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. It's time for Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
You, Otter.
What's up, buddy? I want to get to it quick because a couple of these picks are already underway.
Okay.
Both of them, no score at the end of one at Camden Yards, no score between Texas and Baltimore. Baltimore up to another slow start this year. They were a disappointment last year. But in Texas, it's also a nice story. Josh Smith with an RBI hit last night in the win for the Rangers. Their ace is going tonight. Jacob deGrom for the Rangers, minus 126. Ace Seminara came with that pick on the show today. No score, I would still suggest taking Texas right now. Not sure what the juice is currently. Washington and Philadelphia, no score in the bottom of the first, but I would still take the over. You're probably getting a better number than what we got pregame. A lot of teams in the fifth game are throwing their ace again today. These two teams are throwing their number fives. Washington has scored 8 runs a game so far this season. They were really smoking again last night. Neither team has a great bullpen, so it's probably over 9 or so right now. Washington and Philadelphia, no score.
It is 8.5.
There you go. Even better. Even better. So I might get a little bit more on that one.
Don't be a moron.
Bet more on it. Yes, indeed. Let's go back to the well. We're not limited on this lake. We can catch as many speckled trout as we want. So let's go with the Mets minus 1.5 again at Busch, downtown St. Louis, plus a little money. It was plus 104 when I submitted to Hunt earlier today. Mets minus 1.5. A reminder, a lot of these games are starting at 4:30, 5:30 before we come on and do this segment. So get the alert from the website and on the picks. Roughly 3:15, 3:30 is when Hunt posts them.
The Mets, by the way, are plus $1.14 right now.
Better. Minus 1.5, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Well, good stuff, man. Where are you tomorrow?
We got some college basketball tomorrow and Thursday to lead into the Final Four this weekend. And tomorrow we're in Gonzales at Airline and Highway 74 in Gonzales at Snow's Seafood and Steak.
Great spot. All right, Otter, good luck tonight. Thanks as always.
All right, good luck.
All right, 3 picks for the Otter. The Rangers on the money line. National Phillies over. He gave it 9.5. It's 8.5 right now. And then the Mets on the run line. It's plus $1.14. We're brought to you by First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com. That's firstsouthland.com. It doesn't matter if you're looking to buy, well, I mean, if you're in agriculture, you know about First South Farm Credit. They've been first in agriculture for more than 100 years. But if you want to buy that recreational property, maybe that recreational property in Mississippi, that hunting property in Texas, whatever it may be, First South Farm Credit can help you buy land anywhere in the lower 48. And they're local. You're talking to people who live where you live, work where you work, play where you play, talk like you talk. Your neighbors that can help you through the process of buying land. Whether it's your first time, whether you're taking some equity from other property you own, rolling into your new property, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Maybe you want 50 acres, 100 acres to build your family's dream home. First South Farm Credit can help you do it. firstsouthland.com. It's firstsouthland.com. Okay, we do have an update. The LSU Southern game has been postponed, or delayed, I guess I should say. So now first pitch is at 7 p.m., The pregame on Eagle 98.1 will begin at 6:30. Of course, affiliates of the LSU Sports Radio Network. So LSU Southern bumped back half an hour. As we told you, Rain in the Baton Rouge area. The tarp was on the field about a half an hour ago, so they moved the start time back until 7 p.m. I'm not trying to play meteorologist here or anything, but I am looking at the radar right now. There's rain in the forecast, about 45% chance, like right at 6, so right about now. But the rest of the evening looks pretty good. I'm looking at this radar where this cell going over Baton Rouge looks like it's moving. It's moving over Baton Rouge, moving more to the north and to the east. So should be a good night weather-wise. The rest of the night, just get past this little cell, and LSU and Southern will be set for first pitch at 7 p.m. out at the box. All right, that's going to do it for us here today. Shout out, as always, to our friends at Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Appreciate their partnership, as always. Muse, Taylor, thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all. Have an awesome night. See you back here tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, we remind you about Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home. Hey, look, you can always go to the website. They have the weekly ad at the website. So whether you're buying your groceries and you want to look and see what's on sale, go check it out at the website at Rouse's.com. Also, highly recommend, if you want, you could check out their Facebook page, because every time Rouse's has something new coming in or something they want to promote, you'll see it there on their Facebook page. A boiled crawfish every single day at all 76 Rouse's locations. And I love this coming up on Saturday at 11 a.m. It's the Taste of Easter sampling event at every Rouse's location. It's this Saturday, April the 4th, from 11 to 2. So make plans to be at any of the Rouse's locations this Saturday from 11 to 2. They are also taking live crawfish orders for Easter, so get them in right now. Rouse's, this feels like home.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. Earned both on the court and off. And every step along the way, I trust Our Lady of the Lake to keep me in the game.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes, because it takes a champion to care for champions.
On the court, I trust my team. For my health care, I trust the lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Championships are won with preparation, and so are great roofs.
Coach is tough on us about preparation, and Paris brings that same championship mindset.
Do business with someone you know. Paris Construction and Roofing.
ParisBuilt.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling